Indeed, Amanda, and we are now live from Altamont, Kansas, here on the campus of Labette County High School inside the historic Harrison Gymnasium, home of the Labette County Grizzlies. Welcome in, Grizzly Nation, to tonight's Tank Connection pregame show of Lady Grizzly basketball. Jack Leake and Isabel Redford with you on the call for tonight's games. Lucas Hayward on the KLKC Sports YouTube live stream. 13:45 until tip-off. It's Tamashaw night here in Harrison. Certainly festivities taking place, bleachers filling in premature than usual due to it being Tamashaw here this evening. A different feeling is in the air, Isabel, as Tamashaw always seems to bring that.
Yeah, this is definitely, with not playing a lot of home games this year and definitely being on the road a lot, and for this being also the final game of the regular season, it definitely has a lot of anticipation and excitement here building in Harrison Gymnasium tonight.
You're listening to the Tank Connection pregame show as the Grizzlies this evening playing host to the Field Kinley Golden Tornado. As the girls game is first as always, Golden Tornado come into Altamont carrying on their backs a 5-14 record. Meanwhile, your Labette County Lady Grizzlies fighting to finish at 500 under first-year head coach of the varsity squad, Brianna Vollmer. Labette's 9-10, looking to get to 10-10 heading into Sub-State. Meanwhile, Coffeyville Golden Tornado, the ladies squad that is fighting to hang on to their 16 seed, which is the lowest seed that you can get and still remain involved in the Sub-State postseason tournament. So the Lady NATO, Isabel, are going to be they're having something to play for this evening, as if they lose, it has something to do with losing by a certain amount of points. I was told if they lose by more than 15, then Paola will replace them, or potentially Iola for that 16 seed. So the Lady NATO, they have stakes on them this evening. So it was a good game in Coffeyville, and now there's implications, Isabel, for postseason play.
Yeah, that's definitely something that comes into play here, is Coffeyville's going to want to hang on to that more than anything, just so they can have at least some chance at a postseason run. And so they're going to definitely be giving Labette County all they can tonight.
As we will get into Sub-State talk later on, as we will no longer have an SEK standings portion of the Tank Connection pregame show. Like I said, we're replacing that with a Sub-State discussion for what little we do know about the Sub-State bracket that will come out tomorrow late morning around noon, 11 o'clock tomorrow. But what we do know about the SEK is that a champion's going to be crowned in Independence, and we already know that the Lady Tigers are going to be one of them. It's just a matter of if they share it with the Lady Bulldogs of Independence, or if they beat Independence on the road and get revenge and claim that SEK title outright. So, two good teams going at it in Independence, as I'm going to have their live stream pulled up and updating you upon the score of that one continuously throughout the contest. But we would like to keep our attention upon our Grizzlies. 10:50 intel tip. Isabel, the Labette County Lady Grizzlies, a few games ago they had lost 3 of their previous 4. Now they're back on track. They've won 2 in a row, 3 of their last 4. They beat Pittsburgh 45-24 on Tuesday, had that big 19-point comeback, down 17 in the second half at Atchison, and you win that by 3. What has clicked for Coach Vollmer's squad in the last 2-3 weeks?
I definitely think that not only, their defense has always been there, but I feel like offensively they've just got it together a little bit more. You can see them having fun down there. They're enjoying playing ball with each other right now, and that's half the battle. And you're seeing them, just continue to listen to her as far as what they're running and different things. But she's also given them a lot of freedom to just be creative. If a play gets broken open or if they're kind of struggling what to do, she's been very encouraging on go be a basketball player, go take the ball to the hoop, work on those outside shots and different things, and just wherever you can get that look, take it. And I think that that's given these girls a lot of freedom to take that initiative, go score, go create those big plays that we've seen, crash the boards, get a second look. And I think that's really one of the biggest things that has clicked for them in this kind of later of the back half of the season, is just being able to have that creativity to do what they want, and just continuing to give her just effort all the way around.
It wasn't easy for Labette County. The score's a little bit deceiving. 45-24, Labette County won by 21. But going into the halftime break, it was just 16-7. And in that third quarter, Pittsburgh cut it to a handful of points, if I'm not mistaken. And then Labette County really put it on them and had an 18-point fourth quarter to propel them to a 21-point win. Labette County was led by Ridley Lynn Cherney as we make our way into the player highlights portion of tonight's Tank Connection pregame show. Ridley Lynn Cherney had 12 points, only Grizzly in double figures. In fact, the only player that we saw on Tuesday, Pittsburgh did not have a girl in double figures, so Ridley was the only player whose head hit the pillow that night that played in this game that scored more than 9 points. What did she do well, Isabel? Because she was absolutely amazing at Burlington. She was good before that. Then she kind of became a ghost for a while, and now Ridley, she looked really good on Tuesday.
Yeah, it's definitely something, and we kind of talked about this in her interview for senior night, was just the fact that she isn't necessarily a designated post player, but that Coach Vollmer's really encouraged her to grow in that area and, you know, be aggressive and work down there. And I mean, she's just phenomenal with boarding offensively and defensively. She has gotten these Lady Grizzly squad a lot of second chance looks, a lot of opportunities. You know, defensively, if she gets the board, you know, she kicks it out really fast and they get running in a transition offense. You know, offensively, she's so quick to catch it, get that power move, go take it straight back up, or she won't, her feet won't even touch the ground sometimes. She's just that quick of being able to box her man out and get that offensive board. So she's just somebody that you always need a good post presence, and while she admits to not necessarily having the size in that area, she makes up for it with her effort and, you know, her confidence to be able to crash the boards and do those things that we've seen her do all season. And so that's why you see nights where she has these tremendous outbreaks and these massive scoring runs, is because she has that effort, and she may not win every board, but she's going to win some of them, and that's what counts.
Labette County only had 12? Yes, 12 turnovers in that game against Pittsburgh. While that may sound like a lot to some of you out there, and some of these lady games that we see all the time, each team has 20 plus, 25 plus turnovers just because of all the fast play and deflections off of entry passes and things like that. So 12 turnovers on Tuesday against Pittsburgh was a nice job keeping it clean and tight by our Lady Grizzlies. 6:45 until tip, Tamashaw night in Altamont. We're going to step aside for our first break of tonight's Tank Connection pregame show. And in 30 seconds, we're going to talk some sub-state postseason basketball. As we welcome you back courtside, elevated here on the walkway up in the bleachers. From Grizzly Country, Jack Leak with you to bring you some discussion upon sub-state postseason play. And now I go into this portion with a bit of a hesitant mind and tongue, because there's still another evening of basketball to be played. So take everything I say with a grain of salt, as I'm going to try to give it to you in just about as broad of a fashion as I possibly can, because if Labette wins tonight or loses tonight and by a certain amount of points, there are so many different ways that this sub-state bracket could fall. But I did some digging earlier, and I tried to do the best that I could so that I could give you guys the best idea, or a few ideas, of where our Lady Grizzlies could potentially be playing next week. Labette County, as of right now, is an 11 seed in the sub-state East region. So, like I said, it's a matter of win-loss tonight. Absolutely is the only team or teams we would be able to flip positions with are Atchison and Shawnee Mission Bishop Miege. So Labette County, it looks like realistically is going to stay that 11th seed because of marginal points. Marginal points is based upon how many points you win or lose throughout the course of the season. It's the average of your win-loss throughout the year, the difference in the points you scored compared to your opponents. I know it's messy. This isn't math class. I get it. But Labette County's just about going to be locked into that 11th seed. So let's pretend Labette stays locked in at that 11th seed win or loss tonight. They would play the 6th seed. That's going to be a mixture of one of these 4 teams. Topeka Hayden, Parsons, Baldwin, and Lewisburg. Now, based upon these marginal points, if the season ended tonight, Labette County would play Parsons next week. But the season doesn't end tonight. It's looking like most realistically, Labette County will play either Parsons, Topeka Hayden, or Baldwin. That's what it's looking like. It most likely will be for Labette County. Again, take everything that I said with a grain of salt, but those are just some ideas or some really high possibilities for Our Lady Grizzlies. But one thing I do know is that next week our girls are going to play on Wednesday and our boys play on Tuesday. So I know Grizzly Nation just wants to take note of a couple of those things. Boys next week Tuesday, girls next week Wednesday. Sub-state bracket will come out tomorrow around 10 a.m. Give an hour maybe for it to be validated, but keep an eye on Keisha's website tomorrow mid-morning. As Isabel, I'll go ahead and throw it over right to you for time constraints for tonight's opponent preview of the Lady Golden Tornado.
Thank you, Jack. As we kind of take a look into our opponent for tonight, and that being the Lady NATO of Field Kinley High School. As we look at their record, they're sitting 5-14 on the season. And the last time that these two teams met, LCHS won 42-38, or 36, excuse me. And in that game, our highest scorer for the Lady Grizzlies was Addison Rexwinkle with 14 points, and then Kate O'Brien and Shelby Wilson following close behind with 9. And then for the Lady NATO, Shantae Porter and Karen each scored 8 points. So it's one of those things where they didn't have anybody in double figures, and we only had one player in there. So it was just kind of an interesting game, as even though individual scores weren't very high, the box score was fairly spread out for both teams, as they had a lot of ladies contributing. That was also the first SEK game that we had Landry O'Brien back with us as well, and so she was still getting her footing. So it was just an interesting game, very high intensity, as it was close, especially later in the third and fourth quarter. But as we look more into these Lady NATO, they're just a young team. It's just something that they're just, this season has been a lot of experience. They're continuing to work on what it means to play at the varsity level, have those varsity minutes. And so it's just one of those things where, yes, they have Shantae Porter, who has really carried this team as far as post presence. But she's also somebody that the team in the future can't rely on, as she's their only senior, and something that they're going to have to deal with, especially going into next season. Now, considering they've been 5-14, they also were previously 1-19 this past season, and so they have definitely improved, and I can only imagine that these ladies have just gained a lot of experience over this year, so it'll definitely be an interesting game tonight. As you know, again, experience is just something that continues to develop and build teams, so we will see what's in store for both of these lady teams tonight, and just wish the best for both of them as they begin.
Starters taking their shooting shirts off. Randy Blackwell, PA announcer, booming his voice off the walls here in Harrison. We'll step aside for a 30-second break, come back with the starters, the scene setter, and tip-off. Back, starters being rattled off here in the gym. We'll start with the visitors, Lady NATO from Coffeyville. Number 2, a 5'6" freshman, Savannah Viets. Number 11, a 5'7 senior, Michaela Strickland. Number 13, a 5'6 junior, Raya Hightower. Number 20, a 5'7 sophomore, Brooklyn White. Number 32, the post presence, she's a 5'9 senior, Shantae Porter. Starters for your Lady Grizzlies, number 10, a 5'5 junior, Kaiten O'Brien. Number 11, a 5'7 junior, Nevaeh Jones. Number 14, a 5'4 senior, Audrey Dewey. Number 24, a 5'9 senior, Shelby Wilson. Number 34, a 5'8 senior, Ridley Lynn Chernys. Possibly those seniors playing their last home game inside Harrison, unless there be some sort of an upset in Sub-State that made us come back home. But this is looking like it's going to be our seniors' last game here in Altamont. Hopefully it's a good one. Head coach for the Lady NATO, Anita Walker. Assistants, Kylie Spear and Shayla Lynn Smith. Head coach for our Lady Grizzlies, Brianna Vollmer. Assistants, Heather Wilson and Madison Evans. Referees getting in their positions. Both teams in one final huddle with their head coaches. We're going to step aside for tonight's scene setter and come back with tip-off. Broadcasting live.
Meister for three in the lead! Yes!
From the studio of KLKC Parsons.
Wilson launches another three, and it's pure for Shelby Wilson!
This is Grizzly Basketball on 106.7 FM KLKC Parsons.
Unbelievable win! I cannot believe it!
Jump for Labette County. Coffeyville yet to take the floor, moments from being underway for the final home game of the regular season and potentially the whole season for Labette County. Jumping for Coffeyville, number 11, Michaela Strickland. Referee hoists the ball in his right hands, throws it in the air, and it is won by Labette County. It was tipped in the direction as if Strickland won it, but Nevaeh Jones stepped in front of it. The ball goes inside, it's lost on the deck, and a travel is called on Coffeyville as picking it up and falling from her knees was Strickland.
Well, she almost got it to her teammate there, as that was just kind of an unfortunate turnover from Strickland.
Labette County gets it in. Kaiten O'Brien, right wing, now deeper. Wilson off the inbounds. Here's a kick to the corner. Nevaeh Jones will drive short corner. Coffeyville in a zone, and Nevaeh gets a left-hand floater to fall.
As that's been one of her favorite shots this season, as she just has no problem putting it up and floating it in for two.
Coffeyville having trouble with Labette's press and turnover number 2. Or did Coach Walker call a 30-second timeout? Coach Walker is granted the 30-second timeout. So it'll be Coffeyville ball when we return in 30 seconds on KLKC.
Day & Zimmerman, one of the largest privately owned companies in the U.S. with operations across the country and internationally. We are comprised of multiple brands that put people to work, protect our freedoms, and improve the world. The Parsons, Kansas location has manufactured munitions for over 50 years for our country's warfighters. Day & Zimmerman has immediate openings for production operators starting at $18.02 an hour on our weekend crew. Work a 12-hour day shift Friday, Saturday, and Sunday and receive 40 hours of pay. We also offer competitive benefits. Apply today.
Coffeyville and Coach Walker having to burn an early timeout to avoid a turnover. It would have been their second of the game. Here they are in a half-court set. Veets, the point guard, dribbling with that left hand, looks to be her dominant side. If not, she's pretty ambidextrous. Here's Strickland straight away. Left elbow, Coffeyville dumps down. Porter right block on Ridley. Turns to face, swerving, kicks it out back to Veets. 1 minute into the game, Labette 2, Coffeyville 0. Another dump down. This time it's White. She'll turn, hoist, and miss. Rebound Shelby. Long pass Nevaeh. She's got our only bucket of the game, and she'll pick up and kick. Wilson, right corner 3, left rim, no. Rebound Ridley, blocked by Porter from the back, and Coffeyville gets another try.
As that was a good shot and good putback attempt by Ridley. Just unfortunate block by Porter.
Porter has it poked out of her hands. Ridley twisted up, throws it, and somehow it's picked up by Nevaeh. two Lady NATO collided. Kind of a tough mascot to phrase. O'Brien head fakes and drives, right arm floater firm off the rim, and she's fouled on the shot. I was waiting to see if it was on the floor or not, but Caton will shoot two.
As that foul will be the first personal foul on Raya Hightower, as Caton O'Brien's going to shoot two.
Caton's first is perfect. Caton, throughout what felt like, I think it was probably the first month, maybe a little more of the season, was averaging up there 16, 17 points a game as she makes the second. That faded off. I think she's around a dozen now, but I think this team learned how to play with Caton, and she learned how to play with them as a result.
Yeah, I agree. They didn't have to rely on her for everything,
right.
So it is a good thing in a way.
As Caton nearly gets a steal, as the double teams beyond the arc are really hurting the Lady NATO. Underneath, I think it's White. They're going to say that foul was on the floor. It is White. Her back was turned.
As that'll be Ridley Lynn's first personal foul, so each team with only one personal foul, as the Lady NATO are going to inbound the ball.
5:52 first quarter, Labette 4, Coffeyville 0. Caton and Nevaeh each have two responsible for Labette's total scoring. Labette's student section is filled to the brim as Shelby's going to get called for a foul, and this is going to be a real long game, Isabel. Two free throws coming up for Brooklyn White.
As this game, as I recall, it was pretty physical last time, and I have a feeling it will be no different.
First free throw is no good for White. Tamashaw Knight here in Altamont, as that'll take place at halftime of the boys, Isabel?
Yes.
The Tamashaw ceremony, if you will. Second free throw's missed. White gets her own rebound, and Coffeyville gets another try at it in the half-court set. Veets being worked on by Dewey. Man-to-man defense for Labette County, wearing all white here at home. Speaking of White, she's got it underneath, and a foul is on the floor. Goodness. Some mechanical whistles taking place here.
As that'll be Ridley Lynn's second personal foul. And we're going to have three Grizzlies check in. Addison Rexwinkle, Allie Martin, and Landry O'Brien are going to get Shelby, Caton, and Ridley.
So Coffeyville set to inbound again, and Landry already stealing it away, and then a foul is called on Coffeyville's Raya Hightower.
So that'll be Hightower's second personal foul as well.
Just Coffeyville's second. Checking in for Coffeyville, Kaylin Karen, as she was kind of their main gal, wasn't she?
Yeah, her and Porter, they each scored 8 the last time we faced these ladies, and those were both their two leading scorers. So definitely looking to her for production probably tonight as well.
I just didn't remember her coming off of the bench.
Yeah, I didn't either.
I thought she was their best player going into our last game. Here's O'Brien off of a skip pass, dribbles it a few times, loses it. Coffeyville, bodies hitting the deck, and another foul is called on Coffeyville. That's on Strickland, as Coach Walker just looks at Strickland and slowly shakes her head, just kind of telling her that's not a place we want to gamble, but it was a good physical play. As Labette gets it in, and then it's stolen away. White the other way, has it stripped by Caton. Magical hands by O'Brien, but they're going to say her foot was out of bounds, and it'll stay with Coffeyville.
As that was a good just kind of steal, as originally Karen had stole it from us on the other end, and so Caton had prevented a breakaway layup, but Coffeyville still with the ball inbounding under the left.
And they get it into Veets, defended by Caton O'Brien. 4:45 first quarter, 4-0 advantage Labette County. Coffeyville in their road blacks, golden stripes. Here's a three-pointer missed by Veets. Another offensive rebound for Porter.
So it looks like Labette County's now working in the 2-3 zone.
A backdoor by Veets is caught and blocked. Her shot attempt by Addison Rexwinkle, and Labette County's pushing the pace. Landry all the way up to Nevaeh, foot on the line. Long two is no good. Tough shot whenever only a couple of your players are back in the half court.
Yeah, I would have liked to have seen maybe a better shot selection or have the Lady Grizzlies pull out in a half court set. Not a terrible shot from Nevaeh, but you don't want to give away easy possessions.
Veets drives again with the left hand, dumped pass, and the layup is good from Brooklyn White. White's gotten the most shot-offs of any girl on the floor. Here's O'Brien swerving and missing. It's batted out. It'll stay with Labette County. In for Coffeyville, number 24, Taylor Karen. 5'7" sophomore. She replaces Michaela Strickland. This is probably the most full I've seen this gym with 3 minutes to go in the first quarter of the girls' game, Isabel.
Yeah, this looks like the end of a boys' varsity game.
It does. Landry mishandles the pass a little bit but recovers. Both teams out of sorts, low scoring like the last contest. Rexwinkle in the corner, skip pass is tipped, and Landry's ran into firmly. Both players hit the deck. It was Kaylin Karen on the contact. Both players are okay. That's 3 team fouls on Coffeyville and the first on Karen. Shelby Wilson back in for Nevaeh Jones of Labette County. Landry left open in the corner, head fakes, drives, 12-footer is good for Landry O'Brien.
She knew exactly where she wanted to go with that dribble, and that was a beautiful 12-foot shot as she had her eyes locked on the basket.
Coffeyville picked up in a full court press once again. A double team, Veets runs into it, and a double dribble is called on Savannah Veets. Turnover, Coffeyville. This is a Lady NATO team still battling to stay that 16 seed in the East Sub-State region. Rexwinkle with a post touch, back to Caton for 3, too short for the junior. Coffeyville quickly the other way is fouled. Landry on the hustle back D. Taylor Karen, the one on the transition push, and she'll shoot a pair of free throws. Who'd they get on that? Or not who'd they get on that. How many team fouls? 4?
Yes.
Man, it feels like someone should be in the bonus already. First free throw is good for Taylor Karen.
It's just been evenly called both ways as we're tied up with 4 team fouls each. So, I mean, that's 8 fouls total. It still feels like a lot.
The second for Karen, good as well. Labette 6, Coffeyville 4, 2:48, first quarter. Addison in front of Coach Walker. Aubrey Boss in the game for Labette. She's been outstanding. Rexwinkle, her favorite spot, corner. Airballs it deep. Rebound, Karen, and she's pushing the pace hard. Across half court already, snatching back and finding Karen, the recipient of the dish. Veets right in line with the rim. Pitches it right side near the Labette student section. Now right elbow with it. White, and a foul on Labette County is called.
That'll be a foul on Shelby Wilson. That'll be her second personal foul and 5th team foul. So Nevaeh Jones is going to check in for her, and she's going to have a seat.
9 team fouls combined with 2:18 to go in the first quarter.
That's a lot of fouls.
Post-entry pass is batted by Labette and stolen by Labette. Here's Landry the other way into traffic. What a find! Aubrey Boss backside lay-in is good. Landry O'Brien with a gorgeous find.
Yes, she almost lost the handle on that, but thankfully Aubrey was in the right place at the right time, and they were able to make that play happen.
Another steal. Up ahead, Caton. Jump stop, and that's a travel.
As if she hadn't planted that other foot, I think she would have gotten away with that. But yeah, that was just, I think she was just trying to avoid traffic there and ended up with the turnover.
The right idea by Caton, who loves to make those Euros. Minute 45, Labette up 8-4, and another turnover for Coffeyville. Labette steals it, up ahead already in a half-court situation. Landry's going to drive hard by 2 black jerseys, skip pass to Caton, and she traveled again.
That's just unfortunate, as you know that's not normal for her necessarily to have back-to-back like that.
In Independence, knotted up at 4 are those two teams with 3.5 minutes left in the first quarter as we have a foul on Labette County. As for those wondering why I'm mentioning that of any importance, SEK champion will be crowned in Independence. Fort Scott has already locked up an SEK title. It's just a matter of if they will share it with Independence or not. As Independence was upset by the Lady Blue Comets of Chanute on Tuesday, kind of shaking the cages of those Lady Bulldogs, making tonight's game huge. Here's a drive for Coffeyville, and the left-hand layup is good by Kaylin Karen, by far Coffeyville's best half-court set.
Yeah, they definitely looked way more put together there, as they're kind of starting to click here late in the first.
8-6 is the score. Caton to make it 10-6, and she does. A little pull-up from just inside the right elbow.
Yeah, and it was her and Landry both have that pretty mid-range jumper, and it paid off there.
In the corner, Strickland drives and travels as she just kind of fell, just dead weight, just fell. I thought maybe she was tripped or something, but the ref called a travel, indicating that she was not. So Labette back with it, up 4, 40 seconds to go in the opening quarter from Altamont, Kansas. Dewey, deep left wing, back in the game. 4 out, 1 in for Labette. Bosses the post. Caton skip pass right wing, 3 good. Caton O'Brien's heating up. She now has 7 of Labette County's 13 points.
That's always good to see early one of your shooters from the outside make one of those 3 points. And it looks like Karen's going to step out of bounds. And it's going to be a turnover for the Lady NATO, and Labette County's going to have 18 seconds left and the ball.
This was a 2-point game just moments ago. Labette on a 5-0 run, looking for more. Nevea in the corner, 10 seconds to work. Dewey left wing, long pass, tip stolen away. Rexwinkle trying to fight to get it back and fouled Coffeyville's Strickland, and now that's 1-1 for Michaela Strickland, Isabel.
Yeah, that's huge. That's going to be huge going into the second quarter here. Because that'll be the first personal foul on Addison Rexwinkle. 7th team foul.
If she misses, Labette has 6.6 seconds to rip and roll. It's up and good. (13-7) Labette. Strickland with one more attempt. Misses it. Rebound Boss. Labette's got to go. 4 seconds. I mean, they've got to have a long pass here. Caton, left wing, tries to put up one with the left, and it's just no good. An awkward shot from Caton O'Brien as the buzzer sounds. Labette County Lady Grizzlies lead the Lady NATO of Coffeyville at the end of one, 13-7. We'll be back in 60 seconds with quarter number 2.
My name is Bria, and I'm a pharmacist at Bowen Pharmacy. I'm here today to tell you about one of our patient programs, Meds to Beds. Bowen Pharmacy South is located in the medical office building at Labette Health. Our staff works closely with the doctors, nurses, and social care workers to ensure that your transition out of the hospital is an easier and more convenient experience for you and your loved ones. If you are having inpatient or outpatient surgery, we will get your medications directly from your doctor and deliver them right to your hospital bed. If you are having a baby, we will get your medications or anything else that you may need to get your family home without the hassle of making several stops along the way. Whether you're here for a few hours or a few days, we are here at Bowen Pharmacy and Bowen Pharmacy South to help get you well without any interruption in transition of care. Just ask for Meds to Beds. At Bowen Pharmacy and Bowen Pharmacy South, we are here for you today and we are here for you tomorrow.
Welcome back, Grizzly Nation, to tonight's final regular season game. Isabel, it seems like just yesterday we were in Bonner Springs calling Labette's game with the Lady Braves. And man, as always, does the season just zip on by.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing today, thinking, man, really, is this it as far as for sure home season games go? And so, yeah, it's been a lot of fun. But, yeah, as always, season tends to go a lot faster than when you see it first all on paper.
Second quarter play underway. Coffeyville already getting a shot up and converting it. Kaylin Karen for Coffeyville. She's got 4 points, leading the way in scoring, and it's a 4-point game again, and Kate O'Brien travels for the third time in this contest.
She's just kind of frustrated with herself, not really knowing what she's doing wrong, but nonetheless still unfortunate as Coffeyville's going to turn it away. Just throw it right out of bounds and attempt to break the press break. So back with the ball are the Lady Grizzlies.
13-9, 7:37, second quarter. Kate O'Brien confronts the Coffeyville defense. Aubrey deep post position, and her shot's no good, but she'll shoot 2 free throws. I didn't really see much contact. A lot of fouls have been called. That is now the 12th team foul with still 7.5 minutes to go in the second quarter. Aubrey's first free throws, no good. One more to come for the sophomore. Aubrey stands at 5'8", plays a lot of post. She misses the second rebound. Addison, she hits the deck, and that's probably going to be a jump ball. It is, and it'll stay with the Lady Grizzlies.
So the Lady Grizzlies will get another look here.
This game's just kind of crept by. Been some long moments and some ones that have gone by quickly. Dewey airballs a corner 3. Coffeyville on the deck, and Coach Walker's going to be granted the timeout as Strickland was on the deck just swinging her bows around. We're going to go ahead and keep it here and thank Labette Health for powering this evening's broadcast of Labette County Grizzly basketball, and we'd like to thank a few other sponsors for making tonight's broadcast possible.
Other sponsors for tonight's broadcast include Labette Community College, Forbes Hoffman Funeral Homes, Clements Insurance Agency, Labette Health, Woodworth Enterprises, Herman Lumber, Carson Wall Funeral Homes, Commercial Bank, Eye Care Associates of Parsons, the Labette Bank, the Bartlett Co-op, Labette Center for Mental Health Services, Community National Bank, Take Connection, Wood Insurance Center, the Unified School District of USD 506, the Corner Store of Altamont, Day & Zimmerman, and SEK Orthopedic.
7:20 second quarter, Labette up by 4. Coffeyville out of Coach Walker's timeout. She has 3 more to burn. Coach Vollmer's yet to call one. Addison gets a steal out of the press, and then an immediate foul is called. I think the last one was on Karen as well. That's Kaylin Karen. That is her second. As that's the 6th team foul on Coffeyville. Labette already at 7, so both teams in the bonus. Caton to throw it in, flips it to Rexwinkle. Right back to Caton. Right corner 3, creeps over the front of the rim and down. Her second 3 of the game. She's at 10.
As, yeah, they were able to run that perfectly and get her wide open. As Audrey Dewey's going to get a steal, and Karen's going to steal it back, as that was kind of a messed up press break there.
Wow. Now she's double teamed, and a foul is called on Rexwinkle, who softly hits the deck with both clenched fists, as that's going to send Coffeyville to the line for yet another 1-and-1.
Yeah, and that'll be her second foul. 8th team foul for the Lady Grizzlies. Yeah, that was the softest aggression I think I've ever seen out of her.
First free throw is up and no good. Dewey fighting for the board, double teamed off the rebound. And a foul's called, I think, on Shantae Porter. And here we go to the other end. All 10 athletes creeping this direction. It'll be 1-and-1 for Audrey Dewey.
I have a feeling here late, as long as it's not a shooting foul, these ladies are going to be doing a lot of walking, as both teams are in the bonus.
Hey, I could tell after 2 minutes of play I was going to miss my bedtime tonight. That was without question. Dewey's front into the 1-and-1 is no good, and rebound Coffeyville. 16-9 still the score. Labette up by 7. Caton O'Brien with 10 of Labette County's 16 points. 6:35 second quarter. Coffeyville with it, half court set. The team in black with it. Karen, 2 dribbles with the right hand, and a foul going the other way on Coffeyville as the screen was set. Wilson, Shelby ran into it. That's on White. That's her second, and now each team has 8 team fouls. O'Brien unguarded. She could have shot it. Coffeyville's 2-3 zone allowing Labette County those opportunities. Now they shift. Jones loses it off of her knee, and I think Coffeyville's going to win it, and that's a good call right there. That's a travel on Michaela Strickland, as she's very flamboyant whenever she's on the ground with the ball. As she could have just stayed there, but she's like flinging around and rolling like a hot dog in a gas station, yeah. And that's what drew the travel there.
Well, and I think that's what Coach Walker is telling her is like, you know, stay still, get yourself composed, and then look to see who you can pass it to.
Nevaeh Jones for 3 in the corner. It's no good. Hit the front of the rim, but a long rebound for a ball that hit the front of the rim. Coffeyville snags it. Savannah Viets. Two dribbles, a head fake off a three-pointer. Taylor Karen threatening to score, but dishes it off. Strickland back with it, deep right wing. She's been very active, played well. She's probably hit the hardwood more than any player on the floor. Credit her for that. As a missed three-pointer rolls out of bounds, shot by Taylor Karen. Possession back to LC.
As Kinsley Voss is going to check in for Nevaeh Jones, and she'll take a breather.
Shelby Wilson, deep corner, flips it to Caton, who saves the backcourt violation, and then Aubrey Voss wasn't ready for the pass. Here comes Coffeyville off the steal, and Karen lays it in. It's Taylor on that bucket.
And the Lady Grizzlies now with only a 5-point lead, so they're going to have to respond here.
Caton left open for her third three, and it's too strong. Coffeyville looking to go on a little run, and then that match is snuffed out quickly as it's tossed well over the head of the intended recipient, Strickland, out of bounds. The ball tumbles, turnover Coffeyville. 4:50 second quarter, they get into the zone. Kinsley Boss, now Dewey left side. A couple players move away from the ball, no one open. She finds Wilson far corner. Both Boss twins are inside the paint. Kinsley comes to get it, loses it off of her fingertips, off the pass. Coffeyville with it again. It's a turnover fest. Strickland left wing, top of the key. Taylor Karen for 3, it's good.
As she's also somebody that'll hit those shots if she's left open enough, and that was just the case there. As Coach Vollmer is going to call her first time out of the night, it'll be a 30-second timeout.
Coffeyville on a run. It is a 2-point ball game in Altamont. We'll be back in 30 on KLKC.
With many years of combined experience, Eye Care Associates of Parsons has set the framework in providing comprehensive eye health examinations for all ages and routine vision care for families throughout the 4-state area. Our optometrists and staff provide remarkable care with state-of-the-art technology to help with diagnosis and management of eye health conditions. Give us a call or visit our website to schedule your next eye exam. Eye Care Associates of Parsons. Experience modern eye care.
Coach Vollmer forced to burn her first timeout of the game after Coffeyville's gone on a little run here. It is a 2-point game, and Allie Martin's back in for the team in white. Wilson with a short pass to Kinsley, who lays it in over multiple black jerseys. Impressive finish at the rim by Kinsley Boss. As I think Strickland's going to get called for a travel at the other end of the floor, and she is. Coach Walker doesn't like it. She'll sub out Strickland, replaced by Kaylin Karen. How about those Boss twins, huh?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it has been impressive. And I've been watching Coach Vollmer, and she's, talking to them, telling them where to put their hands and different things. So I definitely think she's getting them prepped for next season, but getting them some good minutes here tonight.
Landry in the game with it on the right side. Her and her sister beyond the arc, the only Grizzlies in that position. Caton drives, floater from 10, too strong, gets her own miss, goes right back up, is hacked twice, foul called in, and she'll shoot 2. She's playing very assertive tonight.
Yeah, I mean, she did such a great job of following her miss, and she just kind of had her eyes on the ball the entire time.
First free throw for Caton is good. Shot the ball well. She's now 3 for 3 from the line and has 2 3-pointers as well. Jaden Davis in for Shelby Wilson. Second free throw for Caton, perfect. Neither of them hit the rim. 4 for 4 Caton from the free throw line. Labette up by 6 again. 3.5 minutes, second quarter. Coffeyville with numbers. Porter underneath, blocked out of bounds by Davis. The freshman getting a paw on a basketball. The sophomore, Davis deflecting it out of bounds. Right elbow off the entry. It's perfect. Taylor Karen is shooting the ball really well. She's got 9. Martin's fouled by Taylor Karen. Looks at her head coach and puts both hands facing the floor, signaling, I'm okay, that's on me. As, man, these whistles have just come by the loads.
Yeah, as it is definitely one of those, you got your hands on anybody else, you better watch out.
Allie's first free throw of 2, as that was the 10th, if not more, team fouls on Coffeyville. Nevaeh Jones in for Kinsley Boss. Martin's second of 2. She missed the first. Is short. Jones skies for the board and collects. A jump ball on the way back down to earth results in Coffeyville possession.
As that was a good call there, as both girls pretty much had even possession there. So Labette County's going to get in a full court press, and Coffeyville's going to have to break it.
Independence leads Fort Scott by 2 with 4 minutes to go in the second quarter. Coffeyville has a pass deflected. Martin in there on the effort. Caton as well. Coffeyville gets out of it. Karen miscradles and now collects. Viets straight away. A skip pass. A 3 for Noblet is good. Coffeyville within their closest margin since the beginning of the game.
As I remember Noblet coming late into the game last time, and she definitely hit some big shots for this Lady NATO team. So she is definitely going to be somebody they're going to have to stop.
That was a game where Labette was in control. Coffeyville came back and tied it. Landry loses it, trying to avoid the jump ball, and that's what's going to be signaled in. It'll stay with the Grizzlies, though. In the game again for Coffeyville is Michaela Strickland, as she's going to replace Savannah Viets. Shelby Wilson's back in for Jaden Davis for Labette County. Caton flips it into Nevaeh, gets it right back off the handle. Shelby in the corner. 3 defenders on her. Now we reverse it to the right side of the floor. Landry, one clap, she'll get it. Misses the 3. Martin losing the rebounding battle with Porter. Coffeyville can take the lead on this possession. 2 minutes to go in the first half. Entry pass tipped around. Porter collects. A nice cut by Noblet. Kicks it out Strickland. Coffeyville has the momentum on this possession, Isabel.
Yeah, as Labette County's going to need to get a stop here.
Underneath, the reverse layup off the bottom of the backboard, and they get the stop. Shelby Wilson with the board.
As that was good defense by Landry O'Brien on Karen there, as she was going for that reverse, and she just stood straight up and made her have to take the shot.
Wilson hacked by Taylor Karen, who wanted the travel, doesn't get it. Caton with an up and under, she misses. Wilson flies in for the board, deflects it, but into the arms of Porter. Coffeyville with another attempt to take the lead before halftime. Here's a kick, Noblet for 3, good. Nice shot by Noblet. Coffeyville leads by 2.
Like I said earlier, she's someone you can't have open. She's a really good shot, and so far she's 2 for 2.
Labette now in the deficit. A big run. Caton for the lead again for 3. Front of the rim, it dies, and Davis is fouled, or pardon me, that's Martin, as she left the wood to go get the rebound, and she's going to shoot 2 more to try to tie it.
As that'll be on Kaylin Karen. That'll be her 3rd personal foul.
The first for Allie Martin is good. She missed her last 2 on her trip to the line and adjusts nicely there. Allie's second for the tie. Too strong, tipped around, and Noblet's got it. Long pass up ahead, Viets. It ended up being a nice pass as she is harassed by Dewey, and a whistle's called. And shooting 2 for Coffeyville is Savannah Viets.
As you never want to get the foul call, as that's just the first personal foul on Dewey, but she made sure that Savannah Viets was not making that shot.
Viets' first free throw is perfect.
As Savannah Viets is a freshman for Coffeyville this year, we believe her older brother Ethan Viets played for the Coffeyville NATO, and he was a senior last year and graduated. He was extremely good, so we're kind of seeing that early as she's pretty aggressive and will definitely be a player to watch.
Labette back with it, down by 3 now. Largest deficit of the game. In fact, I'm not sure they trailed in this one. If they did, it was off the first bucket of the game, as a foul well beyond the basket is on Brooklyn White. And guess what? 2 free throws for Audrey Dewey approaching. That's the 3rd on Brooklyn White, the starter. Dewey yet to score, looking to change that here at the line. First free throw's no good. In for Coffeyville, Taylor Karen leading the way in scoring for them. She's got 9. 43 seconds, second quarter. Dewey, second free throw, no good. Martin wins the rebound. What a board by Allie. Flips it up and misses it. And a foul going the other way on Labette County. As now 2 free throws for Coffeyville's at the other end.
As the foul will be called on Audrey Dewey. That'll be her 2nd personal foul, 10th team foul.
It's Noblet, not Noblet. Sorry, I am from Southeast Kansas. As at least that's what Randy down there said, Noblet. First free throw is good, as she hasn't missed a shot. She has 7 points. Why hasn't she played every second of this game?
Hey,
I don't know,
yeah.
but I'm not complaining. She has been fantastic.
And I have a feeling Coach Walker she'll probably get a lot more minutes, especially coming into this second half.
Misses the second. 25 Coffeyville, 21 Lady Grizzlies, 33 seconds, second quarter. Nevaeh drives firmly, hoist one, misses it badly. Rebound Coffeyville. Here they come, really threatening now. Crossing over, Strickland, extra pass, a baseline drive, layups missed, but a foul is called. Surprise, surprise. And shooting 2 is going to be Tiana McCullough. She's a 5'7" freshman in the game. The first for McCullough is good. As Coffeyville's outscored Labette County by a pretty extreme margin in this second quarter. We'll tally it up after the break at the end of play here as she makes them both. Coffeyville's up 6, ladies and gentlemen. Caton O'Brien with it well beyond the black three-point arc, running from corner to corner. Rexwinkle in the corner, throws it in and throws it away. Coffeyville might go up by more. 4 seconds. Ball is on the deck, thankfully. Coffeyville forced to track it down. It's still on the deck, and they won't get a shot off. But at the end of the first half, Coffeyville 27, Labette 21. Coffeyville has just wanted it that much more. We'll be back in 3 minutes with our Eye Care Associates of Parsons halftime show. Fabulous job by the Labette County dance team. Put on a nice show for us there during the timeout. 7 minutes until the beginning of the second half. Welcome in Grizzly Nation to your Eye Care Associates of Parsons. Doctors Gilmore, Newland, and Ray halftime show where the Lady Grizzlies trailed the Lady NATO of Coffeyville 27-21. Isabel, I'll go ahead and get into the numbers, and while I'm doing that, formulate a few thoughts on what went wrong for those Lady Grizzlies in the final probably 5 minutes of that second quarter, where it felt like they were in control for most of that first half.
Yeah.
Kate O'Brien no, you're okay. I just had to give you a moment to think. Kate O'Brien led the way with 12 points in the first half for Labette County. She led all scores. Labette had 6 different scores in the first half. Landry had 2. So did Nevaeh Jones, Aubrey, and Kinsley Boss. And Ali Martin had just 1. For Coffeyville, 7 different scores, leading the way Taylor Karen with 9. Aubriana Noblet with 7. Kaylin Karen with 4. McCullough with 2. White and Viets each had 2, and Strickland had 1. At the end of the first quarter, it was Labette County 13, Coffeyville 7. And in that second quarter, Coffeyville outscored Labette County 20-8. but I might have to go back. I will while you are talking, Isabel. I'm going to rewind our YouTube live stream here and look at what actually the score was, but most of those points scored by Coffeyville were scored later in that second quarter.
Yeah, it was definitely one of those situations where, you know, Labette County, it did feel like they were in control most of the way, and I mean, for the most part they were, but it was just, I think they got too comfortable with their lead, and it was just one of those concepts where they had a few turnovers that I just think were, you know, kind of just, they were just mistakes, but they weren't necessarily what we're used to seeing from Labette County, and I feel like Coffeyville played a little bit at their own pace, a little bit slower tempo than Labette County's used to, and they played really good defense. Labette County just had a hard time breaking their zone, and so I think it caused them to make just passes that weren't there or right into the defender's arms, and so it allowed Coffeyville, on the other hand, to have those breakaway transition moves or different things, and so it was definitely one of those situations where, you know, Coffeyville did kind of run away with it there at the end, but it was almost because Labette County gave it to them in a sense, because it wasn't necessarily anything that Labette County didn't do on the defensive end. It was more of their offense kind of let them down, and that's something we've talked about of, you know, they need to continue to improve and get better with that. But it was just one of those things where it's like, oh, and you even said it at the end of the half, you know, Coffeyville just wanted it a little bit more, and they did. I mean, they're the one.
Welcome back, Grizzly fans, to second half play. Labette County down 6 and with the ball. It's thrown in. Landry O'Brien with it, finds Ridley. Back to Landry in the corner for 3. It's too short. Nevaeh fighting, trying to track it down, and does. Nice speed from Nevaeh Jones to save a possession. Caton O'Brien backwards dribbling out of the double team. Coffeyville, their defense really gave Labette fits in that second quarter. To force flip it to Nevaeh for 3, short, thought about it, didn't fall. Rebound, Coffeyville. Lady Nato can continue the basketball as well. We'd like to thank Labette Health for making tonight's broadcast possible. Remind you to stay tuned for our Bowen Pharmacy post-game show, and a few other sponsors include.
Other sponsors for tonight's broadcast include Labette Community College, Forbes Hoffman Funeral Homes, Clements Insurance Agency, Labette Health, Woodworth Enterprises, Herman Lumber, Carson Wall Funeral Homes, Commercial Bank, Eye Care Associates of Parsons, Labette Bank, the Bartlett Co-op, Labette Center for Mental Health Services, Community National Bank, Tank Connection, Wood Insurance Center, Unified School District of USD 506, the Corner Store of Altamont, Day and Zimmerman, and SEK Orthopedic.
Lady Nato lead the Lady Grizzlies 29-23 with 4:53 on the clock remaining in quarter number 3. Jack Leake, Isabel Redford with you. We'll see what Coffeyville can do out of Coach Walker's timeout. She only has 2 remaining in the contest, as Coach Price makes his way over to the Labette student section to try to get them juiced a little bit. It's just there's something lacking. I haven't quite put a finger on it, but something's lacking here in this game for these Lady Grizzlies.
Yeah, I would agree. I'm not quite sure what it is either, but this just something they drank, or maybe they didn't eat their Wheaties this morning. I'm not sure.
Viets has it at the foot of the LC paw, defended by Caton O'Brien. Now she'll approach her. Takes a long step and passes it. Landry gambles on a passing lane, misses it. McCullough wants to throw it to Porter. Good front by Ridley, forcing the kick out and ball reversal. Viets gets by Caton, pulls up, in and out. Wilson tips it out to Karen. Right wing wide open, 3, short, and a foul on Shelby. Can't believe it.
As that was kind of an away from the ball foul, so I'm not exactly sure what happened, but that'll be Shelby's 3rd personal foul.
Coffeyville gets it in as another foul's called on Shelby.
That'll make it her 4th.
4 on Shelby, 2 as a team, both on her this quarter as the fouls have been kept at bay. But what are the chances they both go on someone who already had 2? So she'll sit for probably some time. Porter to inbound from the corner in front of her bench. They go right to Karen with good position. Throws it to Strickland. 1 foot in the paint, the other one out of it. Pivoting. Turns and finds Karen. Dewey on her. Coffeyville skipping it around the 3-point line. 4 out, 1 in. Porter in a wrestling match with Lynn Cherney underneath the basket. Getting by Nevaeh Jones and scoring is Tiana McCullough. Labette's got to go on a run here. They're down 8. Ridley underneath, hoist and misses. Coffeyville with the board. They can go up double digits on this time around. Vollmer has 2 subs at the table. Addison Rexwinkle and Allie Martin just trying to find the right concoction of white jerseys to result in a 4-5-6-0 run.
Yeah, as the Lady Grizzlies have to close the deficit as Shantae Porter was driving, and then they're going to get Ridley on the foul there. As that'll be her 3rd personal foul, 3rd team foul for Labette this half. As Addison Rexwinkle is going to grab it. Nevaeh Jones and Allie Martin's going to check in for Landry O'Brien.
Ridley had to sit a lot of that first half because she picked up 2 early ones.
Yeah.
2:57 3rd quarter. Aubrey Boss in the game for Ridley Lynn Cherney. Porter to inbound, throws it in. Savannah Viets, now Strickland, well beyond the arc to Karen. Head fakes, tries to get by Martin. Loose ball, Strickland has it, pulls up, air ball. Porter, deep position, goes up and is fouled by Aubrey Boss, trying to do all she can on the much bigger Shantae Porter.
As that'll be her 2nd personal foul, now 4 teams for Labette this half.
The first for Porter is a little bit too strong. Coach Walker having a word over here on the near side with Karen and Viets, and now they return to play, walking towards the half-court line as Porter goes 0 for 2 from the stripe. Labette down 8, only 2 points this quarter as it's lost out of bounds off of Rexwinkle. It's Coffeyville ball. Isabel, I thought maybe that was going to be an opportunity for Labette to score as Coach Vollmer wants a full timeout. Labette County just dead in the water, except they're playing on hardwood here this evening. There's been nothing to show for it as they're down 8 with 2:30 to go. We'll be back in 30 seconds on KLKC.
Day & Zimmerman, one of the largest privately owned companies in the U.S. with operations across the country and internationally. We are comprised of multiple brands that put people to work, protect our freedoms, and improve the world. The Parsons, Kansas location has manufactured munitions for over 50 years for our country's warfighters. Day & Zimmerman has immediate openings for production operators starting at $18.02 an hour on our weekend crew. Work a 12-hour day shift Friday, Saturday, and Sunday and receive 40 hours of pay. We also offer competitive benefits. Apply today.
Lady NATO with the advantage here with 2:40 to go in the third quarter, as it will be Coffeyville basketball coming out of the timeout called by Coach Vollmer. Isabel, I keep thinking a run's coming, but then it's not.
Yeah, you definitely keep feeling like there's going to be a push or there's going to be something that happens, but you're exactly right. It's just kind of been dead in the water here for the Lady Grizzlies here late.
Coffeyville gets the ball in. Savannah Viets with it, working on Audrey Dewey. Comes off of a ball screen set by Karen. Karen gets it off the pick and pop situation. Still well beyond the arc. Noblet back in the game. She had 7 first half points and didn't miss a 3. Karen wide open, layup's good. Coffeyville leads by 10.
Yeah, as they're just doing everything so efficiently right now as they've got Labette County on their heels.
Caden O'Brien drives, and a foul is called on Coffeyville. That is their first foul of the second half.
As that'll be on Taylor Karen, number 24. That'll be her second personal foul.
Caden O'Brien to inbound it. On the floor are Allie Martin, Aubrey Boss. I don't have time to finish. Labette turns it over. Here comes Coffeyville. Porter. Entry pass, Karen turns to face. Oh my gosh, here could be a big 3. It's off the glass and no good. Oh, I'm not gonna lie, I thought that was gonna go in, Isabel.
I did as well, as that would have brought the house down here if Karen had sunk that 3.
Caton lets a left-hand layup fly. She misses it, gets her own, and scores off the putback. O'Brien trying to enter takeover mode. Labette back within 8.
That's sometimes what you got to do to get the rest of your team fired up, is Labette County desperately needs to start clawing their way back here.
Porter throws it to the free throw line. Here's a nice backdoor cut, and the layup is good. McCullough has now got 4 points, or 6 points, pardon me, on the contest.
As she was just completely wide open.
Nevaeh wide open in the corner, misses a 3. Misses it so badly that Caton was able to get the floater to go off the backside rebound that fell in her lap. (35-27) Lady NATO, 50 seconds, third quarter. Pass goes inside. Karen with a turn and kick. A three-pointer for Coffeyville is no good. Tip to Caton O'Brien. Here comes Labette trying to get the numbers, and now they'll slow down. Never mind. Caton with the stutter step drive and a foul on Porter. 2 free throws coming for Caton O'Brien.
As that was kind of the turn of events Labette County needed right there. They needed a defensive stop, and then they needed to come make something happen down on the defensive end, or the offensive end. And we'll see what Caton can do with the free throws.
She misses the first in the game for Labette. Landry O'Brien and Ridley Lynn Cherney replace Allie Martin and Audrey Dewey. Second free throw for Caton. It's good. 30 seconds, third quarter. Coffeyville up 7. They were up 10 moments ago. O'Brien on the ball handler. McCullough gives it up. Caton gets a steal. Porter threw it to Caton. Ahead of a pack, and she's hacked hard. Hard. Yeah, that's an intentional. He calls it.
As that is a huge momentum swing there, as Caton fell hard to the deck, as she did not like that, but she'll take the intentional.
Refs discussing it. As not only is that going to shift the game a little bit, hopefully Now they're calling him off the line. They confirmed the intentional. So Caton's going to shoot at the line all by herself. As honestly, sometimes it's harder to shoot at the free throw line when you're on an island by yourself. But she makes the first free throw perfectly.
Talk about a momentum changer. That's huge.
Caton's second, no good. Caton has 18 points, and it's 35-29. It'll be Labette County basketball, so just a nice little opportunity there off the intentional foul called on Porter. Just her second personal and Coffeyville's third as a team.
As Savannah Viets is going to check in for Aubriana Noblet. And it looks like Raya Hightower is going to get Michaela Strickland. So 2 new Lady NATO checking in.
The last minute has really swung Labette's way, all thanks to Caton O'Brien. The ball gets in, Landry. It's a set play. O'Brien for 3 in the corner, short. Backside board tipped by Bosch. She was in perfect position. Here's Karen, 6 minutes and ticking. 4 seconds. I don't know if she realizes it. Hightower launches a 3, misses it, and the buzzer's going to sound. But Labette County creeps their way back within the same margin that they were down at halftime. 6 points. It could have been a lot worse. That's why I sound so excited as Caton O'Brien entered takeover mode in the final 90 seconds of that quarter. We'll be back in 60 seconds. Harrison beginning to jump here in Altamont.
My name is Bria and I'm a pharmacist at Bowen Pharmacy. I'm here today to tell you about one of our patient programs, Meds to Beds. Bowen Pharmacy South is located in the medical office building at Labette Health. Our staff works closely with the doctors, nurses, and social care workers to ensure that your transition out of the hospital is an easier and more convenient experience for you and your loved ones. If you are having inpatient or outpatient surgery, we will get your medications directly from your doctor and deliver them right to your hospital bed. If you are having a baby, we will get your medications or anything else that you may need to get your family home without the hassle of making several stops along the way. Whether you're here for a few hours or a few days, we are here at Bowen Pharmacy and Bowen Pharmacy South to help get you well without any interruption in transition of care. Just ask for Meds to Beds. At Bowen Pharmacy and Bowen Pharmacy South, we are here for you today and we are here for you tomorrow.
Fourth quarter underway. Clock just started ticking moments ago. Coffeyville with the ball. Here's Viets off of a backdoor drive. Baseline. Hightower working on Landry. And Caton is that off of Caton?
I think that's what they're going to call it. I think he's, still Coffeyville ball.
Hightower to inbound. Labette's defensive energy and perhaps anxiousness has picked up a little. Aubrey Boss gets a steal and then double dribble, as Aubrey was not anticipating to get such an easy steal.
Sometimes just the adrenaline and excitement of a play like that can just cause those little mistakes. So still good effort though by Boss to get that steal.
35-29 Coffeyville. They led by that at halftime. 7:30, fourth quarter. Backdoor dump off McCullough. Back to Karen. Loses it on the deck, and Coach Walker's awarded a timeout as Labette, Caton, and Landry O'Brien were both on Karen, who was on the deck. As you're not going to win that battle ever. But Coach Walker called timeout, saving her player from a turnover. We'll be back in 1 minute. It was a full timeout on KLKC.
My name is Bria and I'm a pharmacist at Bowen Pharmacy. I'm here today to tell you about one of our patient programs, Meds to Beds. Bowen Pharmacy South is located in the medical office building at Labette Health. Our staff works closely with the doctors, nurses, and social care workers to ensure that your transition out of the hospital is an easier and more convenient experience for you and your loved ones. If you are having inpatient or outpatient surgery, we will get your medications directly from your doctor and deliver them right to your hospital bed. If you're having a baby, we will get your medications or anything else that you may need to get your family home without the hassle of making several stops along the way. Whether you're here for a few hours or a few days, we are here at Bowen Pharmacy and Bowen Pharmacy South to help get you well without any interruption in transition of care. Just ask for Meds to Beds. At Bowen Pharmacy and Bowen Pharmacy South, we are here for you today and we are here for you tomorrow.
Coffeyville with it out of the 60-second timeout. Porter underneath, foul going the other way! Coach Vollmer responds in celebratory fashion on her team's sideline as they need any spark that they can possibly get, as you can feel that they are on the edge of a 5-0 run cliff and they're just wanting to jump off of it in a good way. I don't think I've ever heard anyone say jumping off of a cliff is a good thing. Landry O'Brien launches a three-pointer, misses it. Ridley fighting for the board and gets it. What a play by Lynn Cherney. Here's Landry with it, top of the key, drives, penetrates deeply. Caton squares it up from deep, misses it short. Boss rebound. Jones underneath, kicks it out to Caton once again. She'll pound firmly, has her floater blocked. Rebound, Karen.
That was a good effort there offensively by Labette County to try to get something going. Coffeyville just was able to come away with the block.
Karen drives, loses it. Boss picks it up, flips it to Landry. Lady Nato hit the deck hard. That's Karen. She'll walk back. Landry drives. How is that a charge? They were moving like an airport walkway.
That'll be Landry's third personal foul. Labette's 15.
2 minutes into the fourth quarter. The score is still Coffeyville 35, Labette County 29. Switching hands right to left, Karen. Nice backdoor, and Strickland's there, and she'll score it.
As that was pretty textbook, as that was a perfect, just wide open down low there from Karen.
Or Brooklyn White, I'm sorry. As Porter's going to steal it away from Labette County. Goodness. Now Labette's getting a little bit angry here, and it might result in multiple fouls called. Porter gets lost underneath and scores it.
As now they've stretched the lead back out to 10, as that's not how Labette County wanted things to go, and Coach Vollmer's going to call a timeout.
As you don't want to look back on the moments where we got it to 6 and thought that was our chance, as we still have 5:24 to work, as we just got to get it back to that point and just go again from there.
Yeah.
We'd like to thank Labette Health one last time during our girls contest for making tonight's broadcast of Grizzly basketball possible. A reminder to stay tuned for our Bowen Pharmacy post-game show. Isabel, down 10, 5:24. It felt like we've had already 3 or 4 chances to get it to 3 or 4, but just haven't been able to.
Yeah, it's just been one of those things where they've gotten close, like you said, and it's like, okay, yeah, the momentum's swinging in our favor. We've cut it to 5. We've cut it to 6. But Coffeyville's done a really good job of just, despite that, they've caused us to have more mistakes and turnovers, and they've blocked a couple shots that we've taken, and so it's just one of those things where they've just outplayed us in this last parts of this second half, and so it's just one of those things where Labette County, there's still plenty of time left. We've seen games swing, dramatically before, so it's not like it's way out of proportion or out of reach. Labette County's just going to have to really buckle down and play hard because Coffeyville wants this bad, and that's what we've seen tonight.
In Independence, with 2 minutes and 40 seconds to go, Fort Scott leads Independence 29-26, and Fort Scott is shooting 2 free throws. So Fort Scott's 2 minutes and 40 seconds away from securing an outright SEK title by 2 games, as who would have thought Independence would let it stretch to 2 games, and heck, it's not over. Labette County has it out of the timeout. Here's a half-court set. Caton will drive, shoot a fading floater, her favorite shot. She misses it. Rebound, Coffeyville. McCullough with it. She's quietly been a big impact in this game. Good ball control, doesn't make very many mistakes, has made both free throws. She's got it still in front of Coach Walker. Coach Walker signaling for Karen to come get it. 4 NATO are near half court. None of them knew who wanted to go get the ball as Caton collapses on it and pokes it out of bounds.
As it just kind of seems like they're working it around. They probably will go for a shot eventually, but it looks like Coach Walker's wanting to take time off, but Caton's going to steal it off the inbounds.
She'll flip one up, and that's a push on Coffeyville called. And are they going to say it was on the floor or on the shot?
As it looks like they're signaling for 2 shots. And they're going to call Karen with the foul. That'll be her 4th personal foul, 5th team foul for Coffeyville.
4:28 to go in the game. Caton's first free throw is good. Fabulous night for the junior. She's got 19. Hits it. A 20-point night for Caton.
And Landry O'Brien's going to check in for Allie Martin. So both O'Brien girls, Nevaeh Jones, Shelby Wilson, and Ridley Lynn on the floor.
Savannah Veets running point. Landry's going to come get on her along with Caton. Caton cuts her off, steals it, but her foot was out of bounds. It's hard to bring the ball up on Caton and Landry O'Brien by yourself.
That's what I was just getting ready to say. They have pestered every point guard they've played this season.
They throw it into Karen. Nevaeh Jones and Landry on her. She's trapped, forced to pick it up, flips it, hits Wilson's heel, turnover Coffeyville. Here's Nevaeh, half-court set. Wilson, Jones gets it back, drives short corner, throws it too late to Ridley, and a foul going the other way. There's no way that's on Karen. Is it? There's no way. That's got to be on Ridley.
Yep. I was kind of confused there myself. So that'll be Ridley's 4th personal foul.
Nevaeh's pass was there. It was just she shouldn't have taken that one dribble, but I guess she had to get the angle. Labette's press is definitely having an impact, though. Coffeyville's definitely more nervous and tight than they were when they were coming back. Teams tend to do that. Savannah Veets trapped again by Dewey and O'Brien. Throws it away. Landry lays it in. Oh, she misses it. Her putback is no good as well. Dewey misses. Landry's putback misses. And Coffeyville is going to get the board. I mean, Landry was wide open. As we have an injury. As injured for Coffeyville is McCullough, holding her right ribs, as she was the one who kind of hit the deck, leaving Landry open, and she must have got hit by somebody awful hard as she's in tears holding her right rib cage. But Labette County just missed 5 or 6 2-foot shots.
Yeah, as if that wasn't an opportunity. I'm not sure what was.
Landry gets another steal and then a charge. And then a charge is called on Landry O'Brien.
As that'll be her 4th personal foul. I'm not sure I agree with that one.
3:40 4th quarter. It was more of a charge than the one earlier, I'll say that. And here's a travel on Veets, as that's Coffeyville's first time over half court in like 2 minutes, and they travel, but Labette County can't score.
Yeah, and I mean, that's when you're down 8, you have to in order to close out a game, so they're going to have to do something here.
Multiple Grizzlies check out. On the floor, Nevaeh Jones, Ridley Lynn Cherney, Shelby Wilson, Caton O'Brien, and Addison Rexwinkle. Here's Wilson at the free throw line. Caton left elbow, drives hard, flips up an awkward layup that misses, but Wilson is there. Addison from a 2-point range, it is good. Her first bucket of the night and the first Grizzly bucket in some time. Nevaeh Jones is called for a foul, and it'll be 1-1 for Coffeyville.
As that'll just be Nevaeh's first personal foul, Labette County's 8th team foul. And with that, Audrey Dewey's going to check in for Shelby. And Allie Martin's going to check in for Ridley. As Raya Hightower is going to shoot the 1-and-1 here. As we have Addison and Allie down in the lower blocks to box out.
Hightower, her first trip to the line. She hasn't scored tonight and scores here.
As these are big free throws late for the Lady NATO.
Absolutely, they've played well. One more for Hightower. No good. Rebound Karen. Multiple bodies hit the deck. Coffeyville has it. And then a travel is called on Hightower.
As the ball was falling into Allie Martin's hands anyways, so they would have gotten the turnover. And it looks like Vollmer's kind of flipping the girls on offense and defense. So yeah, Shelby Wilson and Ridley Lynn are going to check back in. She doesn't want her girls to get any more fouls. And it looks like Kaylin Karen is going to check in for Taylor Karen.
As if Labette loses, they will be solidified at that 11 seed spot. 3 minutes and counting, 40-33 Coffeyville. Lynn Cherney throws it to Wilson. It's a dart and it's poked away, but Landry has it. Flings a long pass to Jones, who travels. That's a very common occurrence.
Yeah.
With a lot of these teams that we've seen over the course of the season. Coach sends in the other group from the bench to play some defense. .250 now. Not much time for Labette. Caton's going to try to get a steal and does. Rips it away. Labette's defense has been huge. Too bad their offense hasn't. O'Brien, one arm flick. Rexwinkle, Martin, she'll drive, she'll shoot, no whistle. Dewey underneath, that's a jump ball. It'll stay with Labette. It's getting a little bit tense in here, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
It is. I mean, I'm telling you, it is packed in here. Labette tries to get it in. Allie Martin forced to track it down, and that's a jump ball. It's Coffeyville ball. Labette cannot run an offense.
Yeah, that's just unfortunate. As you can't just stand and hold the ball, especially around the Coffeyville defense, as the Grizzly fans are wanting to foul on that call.
As Rexwinkle fouls Coffeyville hard. And shooting 1-and-1 is Kaylin Karen. Her first trip to the line. Coffeyville leads by 7 with 2:16 to go. The front end of the 1-and-1 for Karen. High arcing shot, no good. Rebound, Karen. Her sister Taylor rebounds it, and then Caton steals it away. Here comes Nevaeh up ahead, slowing down Caton. Right wing three, air balls badly, and it's out of bounds.
As at some point, as time ticks down, you have to go for those big shots, and unfortunately that was just short for Caton. As Vollmer's going to switch out her crew and put Rexwinkle, Dewey, and Martin back in for the defense.
It's been a defensive battle. Both teams have really been struggling to score on a consistent basis. Coffeyville tries to get it in. Rexwinkle pokes it out. It'll stay with Coffeyville. .202 to go. Labette down 7 still. They've lost the second half by 1 point. Caton tips the inbounds pass. Dewey hits the deck. Porter hits the deck. And it's going to be a jump ball forced by Allie Martin. Possession, Labette County. Oh my goodness gracious.
As now Vollmer's going to switch out the girls again. So Landry O'Brien, Ridley Lynn, and Shelby Wilson will be on the floor with Caton and Nevaeh.
This is crazy. Crazy. Strickland checks back in for Kaylin Karen. Labette's defense has been outrageously good late in this fourth quarter when they've needed to be. Just cannot score. Nevaeh Jones will drive and kick. Landry flips it. Ridley kicks it out, and a foul on Coffeyville is signaled in, as that won't be anything for Labette, as they're still one foul away from being in the bonus.
As that'll be Raya Hightower's 4th personal foul.
16 fouls on Coffeyville. Labette at 9. They throw it into Ridley. Right back to Caton in the corner. She'll let it fly. It was blocked. And a foul on Coffeyville with a question mark at the end of it. That was a late whistle.
I don't know what that was about. As that'll be the 4th foul on Shantae Porter. And that'll send Shelby to the line for a 1-and-1. As that was kind of away from the ball, so I didn't see it, but.
Interesting. Shelby hasn't scored tonight and has not shot free throws. A big 1-and-1 for the senior, potentially playing her last moments on this floor. The front end. No good. Porter gets the board and a foul on Labette going the other way. It'll be 2 free throws for Porter at the other end. Labette can't score. I mean, I'm not, you miss a free throw, that's fine. I'm not putting it on Shelby. We haven't scored for like 4 minutes.
No,
I mean, we have. I mean, I know everyone's going to be like, yeah, you have. But I'm telling you, we can't score.
Yeah, and that won't, I mean, again, down with a deficit like that, you can't, you will not win the game. Your defense can't do it all for you.
Porter shooting 2 free throws. Her first free throw's perfect.
As now Vollmer's going to switch in the girls again. So Ridley, Landry, and Shelby will check on in for Addison, Allie, and Audrey.
Labette scored just 4 points in the whole fourth quarter.
Yeah, that will not win you a ball game.
Porter's second is in and out. Rebound Nevaeh. This is it. You don't score here, it's over. Last chance for Labette County, in my opinion. 90 seconds to go, down 8. Nevaeh, top of the key, drives hard. Wide open floater is missed. She should have kept going for the layup, as Karen's got it. Flips it high in the air to Karen, who comes down with it. Coffeyville came in here and played so well, or at least good enough to win.
As now Coffeyville's just going to keep passing it around as they're going to tick the time down.
Nevaeh gambles on a pass. Strickland has to go to the floor to get it. Nearly travels and does. Turnover Coffeyville. It'll be Labette ball with 62 seconds remaining. 41-33 Coffeyville.
As you got to start knocking the points down here, as you cannot waste any time.
Nevaeh in the corner, gives it to Caton, open for 3 left wing. Air ball again, rebound Coffeyville. Landry fighting for it. Caton almost stole it away, but it's off of her, and it'll stay Coffeyville basketball. 44 seconds to go, down 8. We've been down 7 or 8 the whole fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Just feels like I've said that so many times. Coffeyville throws it in, a long pass, and Coach Walker calls the timeout as Strickland came down with the ball and nearly traveled. We're going to go ahead and take a 30-second break and come back with the final 40 seconds of play.
With many years of combined experience, Eye Care Associates of Parsons has set the framework in providing comprehensive eye health examinations for all ages and routine vision care for families throughout the 4-state area. Our optometrists and staff provide remarkable care with state-of-the-art technology to help with diagnosis and management of eye health conditions. Give us a call or visit our website to schedule your next eye exam. Eye Care Associates of Parsons. Experience modern eye care.
Welcome back, Grizzly fans. Labette County trails Coffeyville 41-33 with 41 seconds to go in the contest. A packed Harrison on Tamashaw Knight. Isabel that run that we kept anticipating just never happened.
Yeah, and I think if it had been any different night, it might have been a different story, but Labette County just cannot score. They've put up baskets, they put up shots. It has just fallen flat for them here towards the end.
12 total second half points as Porter is fouled and will shoot 2. She split her last pair. Porter at the line. Her first is no good. As in Independence, speaking of low scoring, the Fort Scott Lady Tigers win the SEK outright by 2 games. They beat the Lady Bulldogs 34-33. I bet that was crazy. Porter makes the second rebound, or well, I guess Labette did get the rebound. Caton going the other way, and she's fouled off of a blocking penalty on Coffeyville, and so Caton's going to shoot 1 and 1.
As I'd imagine that Fort Scott Independence game was probably a really big defensive battle with the scoring being that low.
Yeah.
As both of those teams have some lockdown defenses.
Both maybe a little bit nervous given the stakes at hand as well. Caton's first is no good. Rebound Coffeyville. As Wilson gets the jump ball, that was probably a foul on Shelby, but
yeah.
They call the jump ball, so Coffeyville will throw it in 94 feet away from their rim. They get it to Porter. It goes off of her leg, out of bounds. What? As he's going to say that's Coffeyville ball. Is that hit Porter's leg and rolled out of bounds, didn't it? Maybe Caton got a hand on it.
Yeah.
You're smart. You side with the ref. I don't know what I'm doing. As Coffeyville nearly traveled again, as the clock's going to wind down, 18 seconds and a foul on Caton O'Brien. $18 seconds to go in the game, 42-33 Coffeyville. They're going to win it, and they're going to earn themselves, I'm assuming, as they'll move to 6-14, as they will solidify themselves in that 16 seed in Substate, as Labette County will fall to 9-11 and finish out the regular season, as hitting the first free throw is Savannah Viets. Second free throw's good as well. As Labette will be sandwiched in between Bishop Miege and or Atchison and Holton for that 11 seed. Labette turns it over, it nearly. Landry picks it up off the ground, shoots a deep 3 straight away, misses it. Caton fighting for it, and her foot was out of bounds, and Coffeyville will inbound it with 1.5 seconds on the clock. That's a big win for Coach Walker's squad as she celebrates with her bench. Great win for her and her team here in Altamont. Not an easy place to come win a basketball game, and they get it done. Coffeyville, Lady NATO win it 44-33. As Labette County just scored 4 fourth-quarter points here on their home floor. Coffeyville scored more than that. We're going to start with a 60-second timeout and come back with the Bowen Pharmacy postgame show of Lady Grizzly basketball. Welcome into the Bowen Pharmacy postgame show of Lady Grizzly basketball. Lady Grizzlies fall to the Lady NATO 44-33. We'll quickly go through this here for you so we have time for our Tank Connection pregame show of the guys contest. Caden O'Brien had 20 points for Labette County. Evea Jones had 4. Landry O'Brien, Addison Rexwinkle, Aubrey Boss, and Kinsley Boss all had 2, and Allie Martin had just 1. For Coffeyville, many different scores for the Lady NATO. Noblet, who barely played, but when she did, she scored 7 points. She was the second leading scorer of the night for the Lady NATO behind Taylor Cairns, 11 points, only Lady NATO in double figures. Her and Caton were the only 2 above 9 points in the game. Shantae Porter had 6, McCullough had 6, Vietz, White, and Kaylin Karen all had 4. Hightower and Strickland each had 1. And at the end of the first quarter, it was Coffeyville 7, Labette County 13, and then Coffeyville outscored Altamont 20-8 in the second quarter. And then in the third quarter, each team scored 8. It was sluggish. Both teams really filling out on the defensive end of the floor. And then in the fourth quarter, Labette just scored 4 points, but Coffeyville scored 9. So Labette's defense did its job. Aside from that second quarter, they really put it on the Lady NATO, but Coffeyville, give them credit, made it hard for Labette to score in return.
Yeah, it was definitely a situation like that second quarter. Looking back at the box score, that second quarter really sealed it as they just kind of hit that second gear and really just put it on the Lady Grizzlies, as the Lady Grizzlies just never could quite come back. There was, like you said, it just was like that run we were waiting for that never quite happened, as they just continued to shoot themselves in the foot with turnovers that just didn't need to happen. And then, the times that they got momentum or different things to go their way, they just couldn't capitalize on it. And so, yeah, just an off night for the Lady Grizzlies is just something you never want to see them, in these situations. But every once in a while, you get a bad night, and that just happened to be tonight. And especially with Coffeyville fighting for that 16th seed in the sub-state tournament, I mean, they came in here really wanting that score.
As we're going to go ahead and step aside for a 30-second timeout, and then we'll come back with our Tank Connection pregame show of the guys contest. Thank you. As we welcome you back to the Tank Connection pregame show of our guys contest, as now I kind of just have to transition my mind, as man, that was a roller coaster that we just rode right there for 4 straight quarters, Isabel, and now we got to kind of baptize our minds and move on to the guys contest, as Labette County has lost 6 straight games. Coffeyville comes in at 5-14 on the season, so they haven't had a glorious year either, Isabel. But man, our Grizzlies, who sit at 8-11 on the year, they've got to have something on the tip of their tongues that tastes like honey going into sub-state.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those things. They need that taste of victory. They just need something to get their momentum rolling the right direction, as you want that good feeling going into sub-state, because they are looking for a win and they need it bad. So hopefully we can see them pull that out here tonight.
As Labette County, as I mentioned, comes into this game at 8-11 on the year. Coffeyville 5-14. Again, though, it's quite interesting. Both Coffeyville teams in interesting situations, because the Coffeyville guys are a 16 seed as well, or sitting down there in that area, so they need to win as well to stay in the battle for sub-state. So both these teams, it's not going to be easy, as our girls found out, when you take on a hungry team that gave you a good round at their place, they're going to want revenge.
Yep.
And they're playing for something a little more than you are, because Labette's going to be in sub-state. It's just a matter of what seed. But it was a good game at Coffeyville. Joe Page was a huge reason we got out of there with the win, and he's now a couple games in, hopefully getting a little bit more to 100%.
Yes, we definitely missed him with that ankle injury, and he was such a huge asset at Coffeyville, and so it's definitely going to be something that, they're going to be looking for that. Again, like you said, they're going to be looking for that revenge, so it'll be up to Joe, it'll be up to all these guys to, play their part, not let that happen, and be able to, hold their ground and keep themselves in it for a good seeding with Sub-State.
9 minutes until the beginning of play for our guys contest. Labette County taking on Coffeyville. Jack Leak, Isabel Redford with you, and Lucas Hayward on the KLKC Sports YouTube live stream. We're going to go ahead and take a 60-second break, and when we come back, we will continue the Tank Connection pregame show. Welcome back to the Tank Connection pregame show of Grizzly basketball. Just moments away, 7.5 minutes that is. From tip-off, Coffeyville, Field Kinley, Golden Tornado are the visitors in tonight's final homestand of regular season play. We take a look back at Labette County's game on Tuesday night here against Pittsburgh. The Purple Dragons were victorious against our Grizzlies. 71-63 was the final score. Isabel, Labette County had to put up with a kid by the name of Mason English. Boy, is he outstanding as he put up 46 points on our Grizzlies.
Yeah, he was definitely somebody that he had his career high of 46 points that last Tuesday, and so it's definitely hard to go up against that kid as he was just all over the place, scoring from everywhere, and just did it so flawlessly.
Trey Vinson, though, for our favorite team, had 20 points, career high for Trey Vinson. A really nice showing for Trey. Went 3 for 4 from the free throw line, hit a three-pointer, had 7 two-point buckets. Trey's just done a little bit of everything. Ever since that Burlington tournament, he's really filled out in his role as a point guard, as he's kind of found out that, hey, a point guard can go score the basketball too. He's not just someone who runs point, he's someone who can put points on the board. Xavier Phillip had a dozen, and Hudson Baker had 14. As Joe Page, again, still not 100% getting back in the flow. Even if he was healthy, it's hard to get back in the flow of a basketball game, as he was a huge part of our team all year. He had 8 points and hit 2 3-pointers, so a good contribution from Big Joe.
Yeah, he definitely, like we've talked about, he's somebody that you notice when he's not on the floor, not necessarily always because of his scoring, which that's a great tool that he's got, but it's also just the fact that he's a facilitator. He's got great defense, and he just does what he needs to do defensively to get turnovers, to get big plays. He's just kind of a facilitator, so Labette County is definitely thankful to have him back.
5.5 minutes until tip-off. We're going to go ahead and just keep it right here and move on into our next segment of tonight's Tank Connection pregame show, as Isabel will prepare for her opponent preview coming up momentarily, and I will try to talk some sub-state postseason play, as there's not a lot that we do know, as still games have to take place. As by the end of the night, we will, I'm assuming, know who our girls are playing for sure tomorrow, as the bracket will come out tomorrow late morning, around 10 o'clock, 11 a.m. in the morning. But as far as the boys' games go, like I said in the pregame of the girls, there's only so much that we can know at this point, but if the season were to end tonight, Labette County, just like the Lady Grizzlies, would be the 11th seed in Sub-State, and they would take on Holton, who's sitting in that 6th spot. So Labette County, if it ended right now, who's 8-11, would play Holton, who has wrapped up their season at 12-8. As Holton has locked themselves in at that 6th seed in Sub-State, but if Labette County should lose tonight and drop to the 12 seed where Fort Scott sits, we would play Chanute, who is the 5 seed. So a couple interesting things could take place. Again, take what I say with a grain of salt, as some of these sub-state brackets and rankings are so sensitive to how many points you win by, head-to-head, win percentage, different things. So take what I say lightly, but those are a few different scenarios. It's looking like Holton, but if Labette were to drop, if Fort Scott wins tonight and we lose, we would go to 8-12 and drop down there and be with Lewisburg and Iola, who have wrapped up their seasons, and potentially play Chanute. So again, there are a handful of teams we could play, but those are just two scenarios that could very well take place for our Labette County Grizzlies. 3.5 minutes until tip. Isabel, I'll send it right now over to you for tonight's opponent preview of the Coffeyville Golden Tornado.
Thank you very much, Jack, as we're going to take a look now into our opponents tonight, that being the Coffeyville Tornado. The last time these two teams met was January 27th, where Labette County won 51-45. Just as the girls matchup was, it was an extremely heated and physical match, as it was just one of those interesting games where it was back and forth all night long. And so I imagine that'll be very similar here tonight, especially with Coffeyville anticipating, fighting for that 16th seed. No one broke double figures in the scoring. Jamarian Logan and Joseph Hernandez each had 9. They were the top leading scorers. And then the biggest thing I noticed looking at that last meeting was just the box score and how spread out it was. It was one of those situations where, this player had 2, this player had 5, this player had 1. But they still pieced that together for 45 points. So it's something that, kind of one of my keys to the game for this Labette County team is just, the fact that everybody is going to score. Everybody's capable of scoring, as I'm pretty sure every player that played at least had 1 point. So it's definitely something where they have to kind of keep the scoring low. You might have a few players break out, as I know Hernandez was a really good 3-point shooter, so somebody that will definitely have to keep your hand on and watch him on the outside. Now, as far as for the Labette side, our highest scorer out of that was Vincent, and he's also growing dramatically right now. As far as being a point guard and providing that facilitation for this Labette County offense, as he's learning how to be aggressive, how to dribble drive, how to be able to take it to the rim and score with finishing and getting the and one. So I anticipate, especially with him coming off of his season high of 20 points last game, that he'll be able to put up just another great performance tonight. Same with Joe Page and Hudson Baker, as they had 10 points and 12 points the last time these two teams met. And both of these guys have grown immensely as well in their shooting abilities, so I anticipate just a lot more aggression out of them as well. That'll be it for our opponent preview tonight. We're going to take 30 seconds, and then we'll be back with KLKC, where we'll have announcing the starters, and we'll have tip-off for you here as well. So we'll be back in 30 seconds on KLKC. So we are going to let you listen in to the Grizzly Band as they're going to take us away here.
anthem sang beautifully down there by a few Labette County students as 8 minutes is pasted on all scoreboards, as we're just moments from letting it rip here in Harrison for the final time this season. Starters have their tops off and are ready to be rattled off by Randy Blackwell, our PA announcer starting for Labette County. Here this evening is number 4, Trey Vinson, and number 3, Xavier Phillips, number 15, Hudson Baker, number 5, Griffin Eaton, and number 23, Matthew Boyle. Starters for Coffeyville, number 5, a 6-foot-tall junior, Zach Becker. Number 11, a 5'7" sophomore, Keshawn Hayes. Number 12, a 5'8" sophomore, Josh Shobe. Number 33, a 6'6" junior, Griffin Adamson. And number 45, a 5'8" junior, Joseph Hernandez. Isabel, it was a good game the last time we took on these guys. It took some late three-pointers in the second half as Joe Page for us and Joseph Hernandez for them just kept exchanging three-pointers, but luckily the good guys came out on top.
Yeah, it was definitely a good shootout, as you always want that in a good high school matchup, and I have a feeling we're going to see similar things tonight, as I'm excited for these two teams to meet again.
As the final starters are rattled off. Coffeyville in their road blacks, dark purple numbers with gold outline. Labette County home whites, red trim and red numbers. Head coach for Coffeyville, Griffin Walker. Assistants Ray Rutherford and Mario Shobe. Head coach for Labette County, Bradley Argebrights. Assistant Davey Brown and Brian Tucker. Each team in one final huddle. I'm telling you, it is packed in Harrison. Tamashaw to take place at halftime of this game. We'll be back with tip-off after tonight's scene setter of Grizzly basketball. Broadcasting live.
Meister for 3 in the lead! Yes!
From the studio of KLKC Parsons,
Wilson launches another 3, and it's pure for Shelby Wilson!
this is Grizzly basketball on 106.7 FM KLKC Parsons.
Unbelievable win! I cannot believe it!
Jumping for Coffeyville is the 6'6" junior Griffin Adamson, going up against number 15 of your Grizzlies, the 6'7" Hudson Baker. Ref blows the whistle, approaches the two players. Coffeyville in black, Labette in white. Pumpkin is in the air. Both players jump far too early, but Coffeyville wins it. Possession number 1 goes to the visiting NATO.
As Labette County's going to start out in a man-to-man defense, they're following as Coffeyville works the ball around the perimeter.
Hernandez, far side, hits a cutting Shobe. He's blocked by Baker at the top, tumbles out of bounds near the feet of the Grizzly cheer squad. Staying with Coffeyville is the ball.
As that's definitely going to get the student section in early, as anytime there's a block or a dunk or anything exciting like that, you'll get some extra cheers for that.
Ball goes into Adamson, blocked by Baker again. 6'7" beats 6'6", but Xavier Phillips shuffles his feet and travels.
As he just kind of got mixed up in traffic there, so just unfortunate turnover. Can't hold that against him.
40 seconds into the contest from Altamont. Hernandez away from the ball, the lethal three-point shooter. Boyle closing out on Becker. He'll rotate it. First three of the game is put up and missed by Hayes. Rebound fought for. Boyle snags it down. Labette has lost 6 straight basketball games. Looking to pick up a win on their home floor. Eaton throws it to Trey, has to save it from a backcourt violation, finds Hudson. I don't know if Coffeyville's defense is amazing or we're just not very comfortable with the ball right now as Trey drives, throws up a prayer that misses. Coffeyville quickly the other way, throws a prayer up and it misses. Long outlet pass to Vincent ahead of the pack. It's him and Baker. He'll lean and miss, but is fouled, and Trey's going to shoot a couple free throws.
As Trey just kind of looked, sized his man down and went straight to the basket as he is not afraid of contact. And even if that hadn't been called a foul, Baker was there on the cleanup crew.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, that'll be the first personal foul. And I'm not sure who number 5 is.
For Coffeyville, Zach Becker.
Okay.
As Trey misses the first, still goose eggs upon the scoreboard. 90 seconds in, just a little above. Trey misses them both. Uncharacteristic trip to the stripe for our senior. Left wing, Shobe playing catch with his fellow point guard, Hayes. Hernandez gets a touch, but just briefly. Playing hot potato, 4 out, 1 in. Now a down screen is set. They're going to go at the 6'6" center. Adamson working on Baker. 2 power steps, shuffles his feet up under, misses. Long rebound, batted around. Hayes flips it up, misses it. Rebound Adamson, gets Hudson to bite, and a foul before the shot is on Labette County. Awkward play taking place, no rhythm at all.
Yes. Hudson anticipated Adamson going up and just kind of body bumped him there, so that'll be his first personal foul.
5:50 to go first quarter, still 0-0. In the corner, Becker has it. Entry pass is off of Adamson's. Man, that's tough. I'm going to have to say that 3 times fast during our next commercial break. It goes off of Adamson. It'll be Labette County ball. Here comes Griff Eaton, slowly walking it across the floor. Now he'll cross the timeline. Picked up by Hernandez, the speedster. Working on Griff, finds Trey. Backdoor lob, Phillips, he'll slam it! Xavier Phillips, Skywalker, a backdoor lob. Coffeyville lost him.
As that was just a perfect play. As that could not have been more textbook.
That was beautiful. That was the best play Labette County's had all season long. That was absolutely incredible. They've tried to run that with Xavier multiple times. They don't use it with Hudson because they want to suck away that defender. And Xavier's had a couple that he's just lost off his fingertips. But man, he jackhammered that one. 3 minutes into the game, 2-0 Labette off of an emphatic slam by Xavier Phillips. Man, that was awesome.
Yeah, I'm going to remember that one for a while.
Coffeyville misses, rebound Labette. Here's Trey Vincent. Baker, pick and roll situation. He'll throw it to Hudson, tips it around, saves it, no, foot out of bounds, turnover Labette.
As that was the right idea, just unfortunate timing as Baker was surrounded by 3 Coffeyville defenders, so not necessarily the best look, but
Coffeyville back with it. 4.5 minutes to go in the half. A step back 3 for Hernandez is no good, but Griff didn't give him enough room to land, and a foul is called, and Hernandez is going to shoot 3 free throws.
as honestly, that's still a good matchup, though, because they play very similarly. They've got shifty styles of play, so that'll be interesting to watch as long as they kind of stay guarding each other, how Hernandez and Eaton will match up.
The first free throw's no good for Hernandez. Second free throw for Hernandez, no good. Hernandez gets one more. Best he can do is make it 2-1. 4:27 in the first half, or first quarter. Third one's good for Hernandez.
As that has to feel good for him, as you don't want to go 0 for 3 on the line like that.
Labette County back with it, up by 1 point. Baker was wide open backside, but they just didn't see him. Vincent loses it. but collecting is his fellow point guard, Griff Eaton. Longer possession for Labette here. Phillips, pick and roll again. Baker covered well by Adamson. Vincent, pick and roll with Boyle. Open off the slip, left hand layup, good.
As that was just a perfect kind of keep working the ball, break down the defense a little bit, and they were able to catch Boyle on the backside as he beat his man. So good effort and being patient there from the Grizzlies.
4-1 Labette, 3:36 first quarter. Joe Page set to check in. Hernandez launches a deep three and hits it.
As he's just one of those guys that's going to get hot sooner or later, and with that shot, he tied up the score 4-all.
3:20 to go, Labette County back with the rock. Griff Eaton wanted the pick and roll with Boyle again. Vincent backdoors. Hudson throws him a hook pass. Vincent catches it, gives it to Phillips. Up, under, it's good! Xavier Phillips tightrope walking underneath the rim and somehow reaches out with that long wingspan and pulls the rock back up and down.
As he has just had some phenomenal plays here early tonight, as he is just cooking.
And one free throw for Xavier is good. Could you have a more exciting 2 buckets? Xavier had a backdoor lob that was a hammer and then had one of the best and ones I've seen of the season. Open in the corner for Coffeyville is Jamarion Logan, and he cashes in a three-pointer off the bench for Coach Walker. 7-7 the score. Both of these teams trading punches. 2:30 first quarter. Labette gets the play in. Phillips with it. Page, top of the key. Three-pointer off the mark. Eaton gets the board. He's deep under the basket. Has to find someone. Trey for three in the corner. Short. Rebound Coffeyville. Joe Page sticking with it. He steals it. Tries to poke it away. Does Coffeyville, but failing to do so. Labette still with it. My goodness.
Talk about effort. We just saw it right there. As these Grizzlies did not give up.
This has been an arcade game of a first quarter. Here's Vincent one-on-one with Becker. He'll stutter step, kick, Eaton, top of the key, Trey, bricks it right, rebound Becker.
Not a bad shot though, I'll take that, as Labette County did all they could to save that possession and give themselves a second chance there.
Hayes has it. Finds Jake Horner in the game as well for Coffeyville. A few subs checked in that I missed. 90 seconds to go in the first quarter. We're tied at 7. Logan kicks it out. Hayes, he'll settle. Find Adamson just inside the free throw line. Now Horner fakes right, goes left, pulls up from the free throw stripe, misses it. Long rebound, might go out. Baker throws it back in, and it's off of Logan. It'll be LC basketball. In for Coffeyville is Aiden Karen, 6-foot-tall senior for Coffeyville. As I see a tweet here from Sean Fry, Isabel, the Coffeyville girls beat Labette earlier. That's the first time they beat Labette County's girls since 2014.
Oh, wow.
That is great for them and Coach Walker. Happy for him. 60 seconds to go in the first quarter. A pick and roll situation is suffocated by Coffeyville, and then Joe Page fouls Coffeyville. That's the first on Joe and the fourth on Labette as a team. Coffeyville with 2. .40 seconds to go, first quarter, tied at 7. Logan drives short corner, he's cut off. Here's Hayes, worked on, launches a 3, misses a 3. Rebound Joe Page. Outlet to Xavier Phillips. If you didn't see the dunk he had earlier, during our next timeout, rewind the live stream and go watch that thing. 15 seconds to work. Where do you look for here, Isabel?
You know, I think Labette County's going to do their best to work the time down.
Page is going to let a 3 fly and let a 3 go through the rim.
As I was going to say, look for a 3, if not Xavier or Joe, to make the shot, and that's exactly what happened.
Coffeyville airballs the 3 for the tie. Coach Argerbright loves to run set plays off of double screens for Joe Page at the buzzer, and it worked to perfection right there. Labette County leads Coffeyville 10-7 at the end of 1. It is fun here in Altamont. 60-second break on KLKC.
My name is Bria and I'm a pharmacist at Bowen Pharmacy. I'm here today to tell you about one of our patient programs, Meds to Beds. Bowen Pharmacy South is located in the medical office building at Labette Health. Our staff works closely with the doctors, nurses, and social care workers to ensure that your transition out of the hospital is an easier and more convenient experience for you and your loved ones. If you are having inpatient or outpatient surgery, we will get your medications directly from your doctor and deliver them right to your hospital bed. If you are having a baby, we will get your medications or anything else that you may need to get your family home without the hassle of making several stops along the way. Whether you're here for a few hours or a few days, we are here at Bowen Pharmacy and Bowen Pharmacy South to help get you well without any interruption in transition of care. Just ask for Meds to Beds. At Bowen Pharmacy and Bowen Pharmacy South, we are here for you today and we are here for you tomorrow.
10-7, Labette County leads it. Second quarter, clock running as the ball enters in to Trey Vincent's hands. Labette County back with it. Joe Page hit a 3 at the buzzer, or near the buzzer at the end of the first quarter. Gives it to Griff. He is going to travel and turn it over.
As that's just unfortunate, as he was left wide open.
As we have a whistle, and did it go out of bounds or was it a foul on Joe?
I believe it was a foul on the floor, and I'll see what he calls in.
Oh, it's on Xavier.
So that'll be Xavier's second personal foul, Labette County's 5th team foul, as I'd imagine Coach Argerbright may look to sub him here in the short future, as you do not want him to be in trouble.
Coffeyville penetrates, misses a little runner. On the effort was Logan. Griffin Eaton with the rock, fades to the corner. Page calling for it, finds Phillips, finds Baker, left block, working on Adamson, adjusts, shoots, scores.
As that was just a perfect, just backing down on Adamson and just through contacts going up and scoring, as that was just very controlled movements from Baker.
60 seconds into the second quarter, Eaton swipes at the ball and a travel is called on Horner. Turnover, Coffeyville. Kagan Bates in the game for Labette. He will replace Griffin Eaton.
As that was just a good defensive stop there by Labette County, as they just need to continue to capitalize on every possession. And make Coffeyville be the one to come back and earn it.
Vincent's going to drive, tried to kick it to Joe, who was wide open in the corner, but a foul as the pass was taking place on Coffeyville. That will be just the third as a team on the NATO, and the first on Karen. .6:47 second quarter, they throw it into Baker. Backdoor to Page, loses it off the left hand but gets it back. Boyle in the corner off the kick. Baker wants to find a cutting Vincent, but he'll back down Adamson. Has it stripped. Boyle there to save the day. Gives it to Baker, who's fouled on the way up. Not a pretty possession for Labette, but it will result in 2 free throws for Hudson Baker.
As that will be Karen's second personal foul, so back-to-back fouls for him.
Free throw is missed by Hudson. as there was a final score in Baldwin. Baldwin lost to Bonner Springs, so it looks like there's a very, very good chance that our Lady Grizzlies will play at Baldwin next Wednesday. Another whistle and a foul as Hudson missed the pair moments ago. 12-7, Labette still on top, 90 seconds into the game.
As that'll be Matthew Boyle's first personal foul, Labette County's 6th team foul.
Into the second quarter, as I said, into the game, into the second quarter. Here's Coffeyville in a half-court series. Pick and roll. Adamson with great position. Off balance, he misses it. I think he was anticipating Baker contesting it, but he never did. Here's Vincent. Full head of steam. Gets it to go off the window. That was pretty by Trey Vincent.
As he has just gotten so good scoring in traffic. And we just saw that there. It's just a beautiful kiss off the glass going around 3 different Coffeyville defenders.
6 minutes and counting. Here's a bounce pass into the paint. Joe Page rips it away from the back of the guy with the ball. Joe Page is fouled, and he'll shoot 2 free throws at the other end.
As that was just great, like we talked about in pregame. He's just very facilitating on the front end of defenses, and in that case, he got himself a steal, and now he's shooting 2. And that'll be Aiden Caron's 3rd personal foul, so 3 quick here for him in the second quarter.
First free throw is good for Joe Page, as I hope Coach Vollmer joins us as usual at halftime of this game, but it does look like our girls will play Baldwin next Wednesday. Second free throw of 2 for Joe. No good. Baker hanging in there, and a foul on Hudson going the other way.
Again, that's just kind of one of the consequences of being a big man, is you gamble on those things, and sometimes they'll let you play through it, and sometimes they won't. And sadly, that'll be Hudson's 2nd personal foul and 7th team foul. So Shobe will be shooting a 1-and-1 on the other end.
Shobe's first free throw is no good, and then a foul immediately afterwards on Coffeyville. And now Labette's 1 foul away from being in the bonus. That's 6 as a team on Coffeyville. That's on Becker, his 2nd. That was on Becker, right?
Yes.
.535 and counting. Baker catches it beyond the arc. Right foot is the pivot foot. He'll drive hard. He had the mismatch and scored easily on Becker.
Yeah, he kind of sized that up pretty quick and knew what he wanted to do with the ball, and was at the top of the key, and then took 2 quick dribbles to back him down. As that'll be another foul on Labette County. So we'll see who they call it on here. Looks like it's going to be Matthew Boyle. That'll be his 2nd personal foul, 8th team foul. So that'll send Jamarion Logan to the line to shoot a 1-on-1.
Hudson will check out for Labette County. On the floor, all 5 guys in white. Joe Page, Matthew Boyle lined up across the blocks from each other. Trey Vincent and Griff Eaton. First free throw's up and no good. Tipped out by Adamson. That's got to be Labette ball. That's got to be Labette ball. As they're going to say it's Coffeyville ball, but there's no way Joe Page, the way his hands were moving, was going to poke the ball out that fast and in that direction.
Yeah, I don't know about that either, but they might have a better view than us, so we're going to have to trust them.
Again, you're siding with the refs. You're smart.
Hey, they must know something I don't.
Ball's tossed in the air. Coffeyville has it. 17-7, Labette up 10. Coffeyville yet to score a bucket in the second quarter. Here's a shot blocked by Page. Rebound Adamson. It's 2-on-1, and then a travel on Adamson's called. Coach Argabright loves it. Turnover Coffeyville.
As that could have been dangerous for Labette County, as they gave Coffeyville a second chance there, but able to just get lucky on the travel there, as Adamson got a little too far ahead of himself.
4:48 second quarter, Labette up 10. Boyle well beyond the arc, gives it to Bates, who comes to get it, defended by Hernandez. Page right wing, a few dribbles, and he stepped out of bounds. Turnover Labette County.
Because that's just unfortunate, as Coach Argerich is kind of telling all these guys to slow down and just not get too far ahead of themselves. As our guys tend to do that when they get too sped up, they'll make those kind of turnovers that you don't normally make. They just need to play comfortable right now.
Adamson short corner, goes up and under, kicks it out, a three-pointer is missed. Boyle in there on the effort with Adamson, and a jump ball is going to be the call. Possession, Labette County.
As Coach Argeright's now going to send Barrett Heston in to get Matthew Boyle. So he will take to the floor now, as well as Xavier Phillips is going to check back in for Joe Page. So good minutes by those two guys as they're going to take a breather.
As now there's going to be a discussion. Referee comes over. Nice time to take a reminder, remind everyone that our broadcast of Grizzly basketball is powered by Labette Health. And coming up at halftime, we will have our Eye Care Associates of Parsons, Doctors Gilmore, Newland, and Ray halftime show. As maybe they didn't have the possession arrow flipped the right direction. I think it's going to be Coffeyville ball now. It is. Nice catch by the official crew. Here's a backdoor pass. Hernandez picks it up, launches a three, misses it, and Vinson's going to have to save it, throws it right into the gut of a Coffeyville player. It was Shobe who was the recipient of that bullet. Adamson on Phillips with Hudson on the bench. Adamson shoots, off the glass, misses, rebound Kagan Bates. Kagan has to find somebody. JoJo all over him. He steals it away. Hernandez misses the left-hand shot, and another one is missed, but a foul is called. And two free throws coming for Josh Shobe.
As the foul will be called on Griffin Eden, and that'll be his second personal foul. 19th foul for the Grizzlies.
First free throw for Shobe is no good as he tries to adjust his form a little bit as he made a practice stroke in midair after the first one rolled off the rim. Let's see how he did. The second's perfect for Shobe. His first point of the game, just three different scores for Coffeyville, and the first bucket of the second quarter for the NATO. Here's Bates in traffic, a jump stop and a kick. Phillips will try. Hook pass goes out of bounds. Turnover the Grizzlies.
And I'm not quite sure who that pass was intended to. Just an unfortunate miscue there from the Grizzlies. So now they're going to have to come back down and play some defense.
17-8. Coffeyville has it to single digits. Phillips tries to strip it away. Coffeyville maintains it. Shobe switches left to right, goes short corner on the far side. Now they'll adjust and kick. Logan drives, finds Adamson. He gets a touch about every possession. Here's a three from Shobe, and it's bottoms.
As if you're Labette County, you need to come down here and score as you've gone too many possessions without doing something.
Vinson sheds a few defenders, lets one fly off the glass, and it misses. Coffeyville can get out and run if they want to. Shobe wants to. He'll give it up. Logan open for three, in and out, rebound Phillips. That was a big swing there. Should Labette score on this possession? Phillips at the top of the key, gives it to Eaton. Coach Argerbright gets the play in that he wants. Vincent left elbow, pounds twice, spins left to right, misses a little runner, fading left with the right hand. Here comes Hernandez. Now Logan deep in the corner left side. His pass was tipped but remains in the hands of his teammate Shobe, and his shot is in and out and back in. That one made by Jermeek Shobe.
As Coach Argeright's going to call a timeout, is a little bit frustrated with how his Grizzlies are performing right now.
Labette up by 4, 2 minutes to go in the half. We'll be back in 30 seconds on KLKC.
With many years of combined experience, Eye Care Associates of Parsons has set the framework in providing comprehensive eye health examinations for all ages and routine vision care for families throughout the four-state area. Our optometrists and staff provide remarkable care with state-of-the-art technology to help with diagnosis and management of eye health conditions. Give us a call or visit our website to schedule your next eye exam. Eye Care Associates of Parsons. Experience modern eye care.
.207 to go in the first half from Altamont. Coffeyville trailing Labette County by 4. 17-13 is the score. Coffeyville will pick them up in a man-to-man press as Trey Vinson's going to try and break it by himself and failed to do so. Turnover out of the timeout. That won't make Coach Argerbright happy as Coffeyville nearly got an and one as Coach Walker skipping in anticipatory joy as if that bucket fell, he was going to throw a party.
Yeah, that would have been a huge swing of momentum in favor of Coffeyville, as that is probably not what Coach Argerbright was asking to have happen out of the timeout, as that was an unfortunate turnover. As that'll be Griff Eaton's third personal foul and 10th team foul on Labette County for this half. There have been a lot of free throws called tonight in general, but Labette County's going to have to watch that coming into the second half for sure, as Xavier Phillips is going to check in for Griff Eaton, and I imagine that'll be Griff Eaton will sit for the half.
Second free throw is good for Logan. He splits the pair. 17-14 the score. Just a 3-point game. Minute 50 and counting. Baker has it, yet to cross half court, gives it to Trey Vincent. Phillips right wing, he'll drive with the left hand. He'll jump stop at the free throw line and give it to Boyle. Miscommunication, turnover Labette County. Boyle tried to bounce pass to Vinson. He thought Vinson was going to backdoor, but he did not. Here comes Coffeyville. They can tie on this possession. Adamson goes over Baker and scores over Baker. And that's Adamson's first bucket of the game. (17-16) now the score. Phillips on the right side. Bates open for three straight away. Misses it too strong. Rebound Adamson.
As Labette County just continuing to just pull up with empty possessions, as that's not going to sustain, and I'm surprised there wasn't a foul called there.
It doesn't matter as Coffeyville takes their first lead, and I don't know if it's of the game or not. I don't know if they led early, but Hernandez gets another steal, and that's going to be goaltending on Xavier Phillips. Coffeyville on a 4-0 run in like 5 seconds of gameplay. They lead by 3. Jermeek Shobe made the bucket earlier, and Hernandez just stole it and laid it in. 2017 Coffeyville feels just like the Lady Grizzlies game. Baker throws it to Boyle across the paint. He'll lean in and score. Matthew Boyle, when he catches it in position, is so hard to keep from scoring.
Yeah, he's definitely, when he gets in position and is ready, he does a really good job.
Coach Walker's going to call just a 30-second timeout with just under 30 seconds to go in the half. His team up by 1. We'd like to thank Labette Health for making our job possible to bring to you Labette County Grizzly basketball. And a few other sponsors for tonight's broadcast include.
Other sponsors for tonight's game include Labette Community College, Forbes Hoffman Funeral Homes, Clements Insurance Agency, Labette Health, Woodworth Enterprises, Herman Lumber, Carson Wall Funeral Homes, Commercial Bank, Eye Care Associates of Parsons, Labette Bank, the Bartlett Co-op, Labette Center for Mental Health Services, Community National Bank, Tank Connection, Wood Insurance Center, the Unified School District of USD 506, the Corner Store of Altamont, Day & Zimmerman, and SCK Orthopedic.
NATO came storming back. Labette was never up a lot. I don't remember if it got to double figures or not. I think it did, 17-7 or something of the sort. But just like in that ladies game, the NATO men have done the same thing, come back and snatch momentum right before the halftime break. They have it 20-19. Coffeyville, 15 seconds to go. Clock is running. Logan has it. They're going to take the final shot. Phillips on the ball between the legs. Logan trying to work on Phillips, forced to kick it out. A three-pointer's put up by Shobe, in and out, rebound Baker, and that is going to be your halftime score. Coffeyville 20, Labette County 19, eerily similar to the game we watched a couple hours ago. No sign of Coach Vollmer yet, so to give her some time, we're going to take our usual. Are they going to do the Tamashaw?
Yeah, the candidates and everybody's walking down right here, so they'll probably line up on the goal down here and then start.
All right, so we'll take a 3-minute timeout and come back with the Eye Care Associates of Parsons halftime show.
They were up 10 at one point, and then Labette County just continued to make repetitive errors, and Coffeyville just continued to build momentum and capitalize on them. So it was definitely one of those situations where, you know, how are they going to respond here? Because we saw with the ladies' game, it was just kind of a tough, tried to come back, never quite overcame that deficit. But I hope that the guys, you know, kind of understand what's at stake here, and you know how bad Coffeyville wants this 16 seed for sub-state, but also at the same time, how bad do they want it? And so it's just going to be one of those things of looking at how they can fix those errors and move on, in spite of just, you know, having that poor second half, because the game's not over yet. There's still half a ball game left to go.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, whenever a team is down by a point at halftime, you're always talking about what went wrong for them.
Yeah.
When in reality, it's 1 point. If we score on the first possession, now we're the team in front.
Exactly.
So a 1 point lead is, you know, a 1 point lead. You guys know the definition of that. Doesn't really mean a lot, but it does kind of it does determine what you talk about during the halftime show. But Labette County did a lot of things well in that first half. I thought they executed late in that first quarter pretty well. They only led by 3 at the end of the first quarter, but it was a three-pointer that happened with about 4 seconds to go. Joe Page came off of a double screen here in the corner as the clock was winding down and buried a three-pointer, as he usually does, with about 5 seconds to go. And so they executed well in that first quarter, and then in the second quarter, the execution just wasn't where it needed to be. A little bit sloppy with the basketball. Coffeyville did a good job capitalizing, but man, did they miss their fair of shots as well. So it wasn't pretty. Hopefully both these teams find a little bit of offensive momentum, as man, it seems like it's been since, I guess we played pretty well against Pittsburgh offensively, but that game seems to be the only offensive game I can remember in a while. Other than that, it's just been these dog fights, low-scoring games that Labette County's been a part of all season long. So I know that we like to be a part of these dog fights, but we'll see how much Coffeyville likes it.
Yeah, it definitely is one of those things where anything could happen, and it's just about, you know, kind of which team comes out, makes that first punch, and it's one of those things you kind of get settled at halftime, whether you're up or down, and it's like, okay, we gotta finish this. But usually one team comes out with just a little bit more, whether it's the down team or the up team, and they're the one that kind of settles the score. So we'll see what happens.
As they have to be just moments away from announcing who won.
I think they are. They're down to the flower girl now, I believe, so we should be pretty close.
As they have 6 minutes on the scoreboard stopped, and after this ceremony is over, they'll probably let it run. So, Amanda, just so you can be ready here when I send it to break here in a moment, I'll probably take a 4-minute break just to have you prepared for that. But, yeah, they have to be. They just finished with the – what are the two little kids called?
The crown bearer and the flower girl.
Yeah.
Here we go.
The 2023 Tamashaw King is Mr. Woody Keller.
not going to lie, I couldn't understand a word that he said.
As it looks like Cleet Keller is your Tamashaw King.
Awesome.
So good for him.
He did an outstanding job in the Footloose play last week.
He did.
Great actor. So now for the girl.
2023 Tamashaw Queen is Miss Katie
Katie Zwallen is Tamashaw Queen. So good for those two. Congratulations to them on Tamashaw King and Queen. So now we will go ahead and take, as I'm sure, Lucas, you can go ahead and leave it on. Don't send it to commercial because I'm sure some of the parents at home will want to see some of this wrap up. But for the radio crew, we're going to go ahead and take a 4-minute break. And when we come back, we'll finish up the Eye Care Associates of Parsons halftime show. Welcome back, Grizzly fans, to the Eye Care Associates of Parsons, Doctors Gilmore, Newland, and Ray. Halftime show, Jack Leak with you, as I'm now joined by head coach of the Lady Grizzlies, Brianna Vollmer. We're just under 4 minutes until the beginning of the second half for our boys contest. Coach, final score 44-33. Defense wasn't really the issue, at least from my point of view. Offense just couldn't quite hit that 6-0 run, 4-0 run even, that we needed there late.
Yeah, we just never capitalize on things. You know, we'd turn it over, and then, you know, we missed, I think, like 4 layups in one possession. You know, we can't do that and beat teams, you know, this late in the season.
Yeah.
You know, we just got ready to turn that corner, and we just never hit a bucket. And, you know, we were doing everything right, trying to go offense for defense, and, you know, we were in the right defense, and we just couldn't hit a bucket. That's what it came down to.
Yeah, as Coffeyville, you know, in that second half, they only had 17 combined. You know, we had 12. You know, we get it, kind of offensively sluggish from both teams. But that second quarter just kind of pops a little bit more than the others, where Coffeyville had 20 and we had 8. What kind of caused that decline in that second quarter? Because we were in control for most of that first half.
We were. I mean, we were in a right opportunity, and we had an opportunity, and we just kind of we were just very passive. You know, we got into some foul trouble, and we never adjusted. We talked about, you know, we can't pout. We can't expect to get calls anywhere we go, whether it be at home at our Tamashaw or on the road in Atchison.
Right.
We're not going to get calls. And it felt like we were kind of waiting for that to happen, and it just never did. And they just kind of kept chipping away, and we kept fouling, and we never responded. And what's funny is on the board in the locker room is adjust, and we never adjusted, and we adjusted way too late, and then, you know, they just jumped on us coming out, and then, you know, for the majority of the entire second half, we were in scramble mode, and you know, out goes the window, you know, let's execute, and we were just in scramble mode, and we just don't look good when we do that, and we've got to be better earlier, you know, and we talk about Atchison, you know, we should never have been in a position to be 19 down on the road. We should have played better, and we should have never been in that position in the second half in the first place. So we got to play better earlier. We know that. We're going to use this as an opportunity. I mean, I think we kind of have to at this point.
Sure.
You know, we've got to respond. And we talked about, you know, was it our focus? Was it what I did as a coach? You know, I'll own that if that's what I need to do to motivate my kids. And I think they're going to come in really motivated. On Monday, we're going to fix some stuff, and we're just going to play hard, period. End of discussion. I've got basketball players on my team, and we're going to go be basketball players on the road.
Good. As coach, it will be on the road next Wednesday. Bracket come out sometime tomorrow around noon or something of the sort. It looks like it'll be Baldwin. You even said that on Tuesday before the game. It was kind of looking like Baldwin, and it even looks more so like that here after the conclusion of your contest. So look ahead. You have We're used to kind of having these breaks, because earlier in January and February we would have a couple of Tuesdays off in a row, and I know it's just one extra day, but does that change your approach to anything in terms of the next few days?
I don't think so. I think we go and approach it fast and furious. You know, I don't think this group is the type that can kind of be passive aggressive. You know, we're gonna practice furiously on Monday. You know, we're down to 12. We don't have a JV team or a freshman team to be at practice with us, so we're going to get in, we're going to get after it and play as hard as we can, and we're going to roll the dice and see what happens. But we're better than what we showed tonight, and we're going to go play better on Wednesday.
Absolutely, Coach. Go get them no matter who it is. Thanks for coming up.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Coach. That's head coach of the Lady Grizzlies, Brianna Vollmer, as we'll talk to her next Wednesday. As again, that bracket will come out tomorrow. As it's a little bit different with the boys. I was sitting here kind of twiddling my thumbs, trying to come up with a scenario to give you guys, but there's just too much that can happen. We're tied with Fort Scott. That 5 and 6 seed line can just change too much. So there's too much that can happen. So be patient, okay? I'm terrible at it too, so it'll be good practice for all of us just to wait until tomorrow. You're nodding your head, Isabel, when I said I'm not very patient.
Very wise, profound words. I think we can all just...
I know. When I put on a headset, I turn about 30 years older than I am for some reason. Levesque County gets it to kick off the third quarter underneath. Matthew Boyle gets a big boy bucket, as that's an uncharacteristic post position for Matthew Boyle.
That was a feed from Baker down to him. So, yeah, definitely very Don't see that very often, but we'll take it, as that was just very aggressive by Boyle.
Here's a drive and kick for Coffeyville. Left wing threes, too strong. Phillips is going to tip it, but it's off his fingertips to Logan. Entry pass, Adamson ducks under and is fouled by Hudson Baker, and Adamson's going to shoot 2.
As Adamson kind of figured out Baker there, just kind of backing him down, forcing him to play from behind, and Hudson getting his 3rd personal foul here early.
The first for Adamson is good. Both these teams throughout the first half and even on the first couple possessions here are trying to figure out where they want to consistently go. As we have a foul going the other way on Coffeyville, I'm not so sure how that was possibly a foul at all.
Yeah, I'll agree with you on that one. I won't side with the refs this time.
Welcome. Welcome to the dark side. Knotted up at 21, 7-14 third quarter. Coffeyville kind of still picking them up in that stingy man-to-man full court pressure. Phillips travels, and it pays off for Coffeyville.
Yeah, they were doing pretty good, just kind of moving their feet, continuing to close that trap, and that just made Phillips take one too many steps.
So here comes Coffeyville with the ball game tie. 3 touchdowns apiece plus the extra points, 21 apiece. Foul on Labette County. That's on Trey, right?
Yeah, that'll be his first personal foul.
60 seconds in, now it gets moving. Ball's in Hernandez's hands. No flow in this second half yet. Lots of stoppages of play. 3 team fouls called in 60 seconds of play. Logan whips it around the horn right to left. It settles on the left wing. A little bit of a push inside by Shobe, and he'll kick it back out. Switching directions, Logan stutter steps met by Phillips, and he travels.
As he just kind of drug his pivot foot a little too much there for the ref's liking, and that'll give Grizzlies the ball.
Phillips throws it into Trey Vinson.
Grizzlies gonna have to break this Coffeyville press that's giving them fits.
It is, as Griff finally gets it across half court, worked on hard by Jermeek Shobe, and Griff Eaton is the recipient of a travel violation.
As it has just been a defensive battle here in the third, as Josh Shobe's gonna score and lay it in for 2.
That was a pretty spin move there with the momentum not in his favor. Here's Boyle underneath with the reverse, high off the glass. The tip by Phillips is good. He came out of nowhere and sent that pumpkin back in the air, and gravity did the rest.
As we've talked about it before, how just explosive he is on that offensive boarding, and we saw it right there.
3-pointers missed in the corner by Jermeek Shobe. Another offensive rebound for Coffeyville. Those are slowly piling up. A 3 for Josh Shobe is good.
As he is just on a 5-point kind of run for Coffeyville by himself.
Labette's got numbers. Hudson spins into the body of Adamson, misses the left-hand floater. Matthew Boyle's there for the board. Matthews played so well for Labette.
Yes, he has. He has put in a lot of effort to tonight's game and has made some really big plays for us down the stretch.
Trey loses it on the deck. Multiple guys fighting for it. Josh Shobe comes away with it. Everything he touches is gold right now.
Yeah, as if you're Labette County, you don't want him with the ball.
Here's a drive by Hernandez. Kicks it out to Josh Shobe. He might shoot it. He pulls it down. Adamson free throw line. He'll take a dribble, spin, and a travel's called. I'm not so sure that one was a travel.
I was definitely expecting a blocking foul or something like that to go on Baker, but apparently that spin move was illegal. As
Coach Walker just can't believe it. Kagan Bates in the game for Labette. Matthew Boyle up ahead with Baker, and he's blocked by Adamson, and Adamson gets the board. Boyle didn't know to pass it to Hudson or pull it down. Here's a three for Hernandez. Short. Rebound Josh Shobe, and he misses the floater. Rebound Matthew. Long pass to Phillips. Good eyes. Bounce pass Bates. Left-hand layup. No good. Phillips put back, yes.
As he has been the cleanup crew here of late, as that's 4 points off offensive boarding there for Phillips.
Pull up from the right elbow. No good for Josh Shobe. Rebound Xavier Phillips. Labette can take the lead on this possession. Here's Griff. He'll drive. Punch a hole a little bit. Bates, Euro step. Boyle underneath. He'll fade and is fouled and will shoot two.
Labette County definitely looking a little bit more put together right now.
Yes.
They're not as so much all over the place. They seem like they're communicating, passing better, kind of figuring out what they're doing here.
First free throw is good for Matthew Boyle, and we're knotted at 26.
As if the score doesn't speak for it, it has just been a very defensively driven game here tonight.
Second is missed by Matthew. 26 a pop, 4 and counting. Coffeyville already up the other end. Scoring is Jamarion Logan. I can barely get my thoughts gathered.
Yeah.
Bates is going to throw a quarterback pass to Baker. Now Boyle. Now Baker again. It's stripped and stolen. Here comes Hernandez.
As Coffeyville just kind of jammed the paint too much there, I would have liked to have seen Boyle either take it up or back it out, as that pass was not going to be there.
Jermeek Shobe, top of the key, extra pass. Hernandez wide open. Trey's good. Coffeyville by 5, 3:15 third quarter. Griff Eaton, the point. Baker, 1 foot inside the three-point line, the other out of it. He'll drive, find Matthew. He'll lean. I think he traveled before the dribble, and he did. Turnover, Grizzlies.
As Coffeyville's just running a pesky press that's turning into just a tight man-to-man defense.
Zach Becker in the game for Coffeyville. He will pull Jermeek Shobe. Trey Vinson coming in as well for Griff Eaton. Coffeyville with it, 3 minutes and counting, up by 5. They're wanting to go to Adamson, 4 out, 1 in. Becker comes to the near side. Hernandez wants to shoot another 3, has to give it back to Becker. He wants to go short corner, could have been offensive, no call. Kashawn Hayes, far side, gives it back to Logan. Switches, Becker pulls up, and he's fouled by Boyle, who knew it was kind of a 50-50 shot on if he should go for the block or not.
As that'll be his third personal foul, third team foul for the Grizzlies.
Becker's first is no good. Second for Becker, good. Coffeyville by 6 now. Labette pushing the pace as they have just about all third quarter. Baker underneath, no foul called, misses as he was fading away. And Coffeyville can hit Labette hard here. 3 on 3. They'll lean. I think it was blocked by Hudson, and it's out off of Coffeyville. It'll be LC ball. The Coffeyville students who traveled here, as well as Coach Walker, can't believe it. Hudson inside the arc, gives it to Phillips. Wanted to take the deep 3, but he'll pound the rock. Gives it to Baker, and it's out off of Hudson, and then the far official corrects it and is going to say it's staying here with Labette. And now, as you can hear behind me, the town of Coffeyville is what one may call not happy. Two minutes and counting. Baker holding it high, dribbles into the chest of Adamson. One arm hook pass flip to Vincent, deep left wing. Defended tightly by Hayes. Euro step jump stop. Baker for three, right wing, or pardon me, Bates. Too many of these last names are similar. The Killer Bees. Bates, Baker, and Boyle. I should have came up with that 2 months ago.
You should have, man.
What am I doing? Adamson testing his weight against Baker. Turns, shoots, misses. Bates the rebound. Flings it. Phillips, it's a track meet of a third quarter. He'll settle. Vincent drives. Uncontested layup. Good.
As that was just kind of a good breakdown of the Coffeyville defense, and Labette County was able to capitalize on that transition offense.
(28-32) Coffeyville, 65 seconds, third quarter. Hernandez wants another three, misses it strong. Rebound, Trey Vincent. Trey stutters, and a foul is called on Coffeyville. That's the third as a team on them, matching Labette County's total.
As it looks like that'll be a foul on Keshawn Hayes. That'll be his first personal foul, third team foul for Coffeyville. As Xavier Phillips is going to inbound it under the left block for Labette County.
As Boyle's caught under the rim and goes up in traffic, and he's fouled, so Matthews going to try to cut this lead in half of Coffeyville.
As that'll be Zach Becker's third personal foul, fourth team foul now for Coffeyville.
First free throw for Matthew is in and out. One more coming up for the senior. Three quiet dribbles. He shoots and hits. Matthews played well. He's got 8. Three-point contest, advantage Coffeyville, 45 seconds, and the ball. Josh Schob had it, elected to reverse the basketball. Logan defended by Phillips. Good matchups across the board. These are two similar teams. Penetrates. Becker does. He misses, and Phillips loses the rebound out of bounds.
As Labette County had every right to that rebound, just unfortunate as it just kind of fell off Phillips. As Coffeyville will now be set to rebound, or inbound, excuse me.
They're looking to throw it in. Can't find anyone, now they throw. Becker, safety outlet over the top with 23 and ticking.
As it looks like they may elect to go for one shot here, as they're in no hurry to score. As that's going to be a travel on Coffeyville.
It's on Jake Horner. That's a big turnover.
Yeah, because now Labette County gets a chance to hold for one shot to end.
I was just getting ready to say it. Joe Page is in the ball game now, as we'll see if he can tie this thing. I'm assuming that's what they're going to try and do.
Yeah, I don't think he's played at all in the third.
I know, I just thought about that. 9 seconds, Labette has it, down 3. Bates coming off some screens. Now Joe is. He's not open. 3 seconds. Vincent's going to have to drive. And no whistle. Phillips off the touch pass. It's good at the buzzer. Oh, my goodness. The ball was pinballed around. You talk about Midas. Anything Xavier Phillips touches is pure 100% gold. Unbelievable. Every bucket he's scored has been highlight worthy. At the buzzer, Xavier scores again. 32-31 Coffeyville, fourth quarter coming up. It'll be fun in Harrison in 1 minute on KLKC.
My name is Bria and I'm a pharmacist at Bowen Pharmacy. I'm here today to tell you about one of our patient programs, Meds to Beds. Bowen Pharmacy South is located in the medical office building at Labette Health. Our staff works closely with the doctors, nurses, and social care workers to ensure that your transition out of the hospital is an easier and more convenient experience for you and your loved ones. If you are having inpatient or outpatient surgery, we will get your medications directly from your doctor and deliver them right to your hospital bed. If you are having a baby, we will get your medications or anything else that you may need to get your family home without the hassle of making several stops along the way. Whether you're here for a few hours or a few days, we are here at Bowen Pharmacy and Bowen Pharmacy South to help get you well without any interruption in transition of care. Just ask for Meds to Beds.
32-31 the score. The road team, NATO, are in front and have possession to open up the fourth and final round of play. Kagan Bates is going to be whistled for a foul. That's just Labette County's fourth as a team, and the first on Kagan. Coffeyville throws it in. Josh Shobe in the corner, defended by Vincent. Both teams have ran man-to-man most of the ball game. Corner, defended by Eaton, leans just a little bit, lost it. Phillips, he'll steal it. Xavier Phillips has been incredible. Bounce pass to Baker, loses it, and a jump ball's the call. It'll stay with the Grizzlies.
That was the right idea from Phillip. Just again, a little too much traffic in the middle of the paint there. Didn't quite get to Baker, resulting in the tie-up.
Phillips throws it to Baker. Baker fakes the handoff to Phillips, takes the dribble, has to pick it up. Says, I have to throw it somewhere, and Trey saves him. 1 point game, Coffeyville in front. Eaton off the pick and roll, not there. He'll give it to Phillips.
As Labette County just continuing to work the ball around the perimeter, trying to find a place to go.
As Trey's going to drive short corner, poked out of bounds, hit the mat up against the wall. Longer possession for Labette County than usual this half.
I don't mind it, though. Sometimes I feel like we're a little too impatient trying to force something to happen, especially in these tight game scenarios. So I don't mind it as long as we can get something to go here.
Here's Vincent off a little curl, kicks it out to Bates. Now Eaton, he'll crack, shoot a fader, and hit. He loves those shots.
Those are some of the hardest shots to hit, especially because you're not quite set. You're still moving, but Eaton just does it with so much ease. It's a great asset to have on a team.
Labette up one now. Adamson kicks it out. Shobe, ball reversal in the corner. Jermeek Shobe, now Josh, he'll drive, he'll pull up, he'll miss. Rebound Labette.
Yes, Coach Argabright's doing just the smart thing of telling his guys to just slow down.
The freshman, Bates, has it, defended by Hernandez. 2 minutes into the fourth quarter, a backdoor by Vincent results in a foul called on Kashawn Hayes, and Trey Vincent's going to shoot 2 free throws.
Again, just facilitating is what Trey has kind of developed into and is just doing so well in driving to the paint. That'll be Hayes' second personal foul, and Trey will now shoot 2.
First free throw for Trey is no good. Trickle off the front of the rim in teardrop fashion. He's 0 for 3 from the free throw line.
As Matthew Boyle and Xavier Phillips are going to switch places on the rebound.
Second free throw's missed by Vincent, but there's Boyle with the board. And then Coach Argabright calls a timeout before anything can ensue after that moment. It's 30 seconds. We'll take it on KLKC.
High school sports fans, follow your team live with the free ScoreStream mobile app. Just download ScoreStream to get real-time scores, photos, and awesome video from your game and your rivals. Plus, follow your favorite teams and friends. Get real-time high school sports from ScoreStream.
Bowen Pharmacy supports the Parsons Vikings here, and here, and here. It's our goal to keep you covered. At Bowen Pharmacy, we give no excuses for you not to make it to the game. And it's always a great day to be a Viking.
33-32 the score, with 5:55 to play in the fourth quarter. Labette County will have it. Phillips throws it in to Trey Vincent. Vincent on the right side gets inside the arc and then pulls it. Phillips, he'll try a touch. Left hand dribble, right hand hook is good. Xavier Phillips is a menace on this Coffeyville defense.
Yeah, it seemed like the inbounds play was broken, but then they were still able to make it happen, with Phillips just kind of finishing it off there. So good effort there by all 5 Grizzlies.
Here's a shot blocked by Matthew, and another one blocked by Xavier. Here's Vincent up ahead, right hand runner, good. Labette County leads it by 5.
As Trey dribbled all the way up the court with his left hand, as Hernandez rode his right hip, and he kept it and then finished with the right hand. That was extremely impressive, because most players would have tried to dribble with the right, and Hernandez could have poked the ball out. So good effort by Vincent to get those 2 points.
Xavier Phillips has been amazing. He has 8 points in the second half. He had 5 in the first half. Coach Walker calls a 60-second timeout. We'll talk for a little bit of it and then take 30. 5:10 to go. Labette leads by 5. Vincent with a big make after missing 2 free throws. We'll be back in 30 seconds on KLKC Parsons.
Day & Zimmerman, one of the largest privately owned companies in the U.S. with operations across the country and internationally. We are comprised of multiple brands that put people to work, protect our freedoms, and improve the world. The Parsons, Kansas location has manufactured munitions for over 50 years for our country's warfighters. Day & Zimmerman has immediate openings for production operators starting at $18.02 an hour on our weekend crew. Work a 12-hour day shift Friday, Saturday, and Sunday and receive 40 hours of pay. We also offer competitive benefits. Apply today.
5 minutes to go in the game. Labette leads by 5. Coffeyville has it. Hernandez, a 3-point sharpshooter, wants it, but Labette is suffocating him. They go to Adamson. Short corner on the left side. He's double teamed and a block is called on Hudson. How is that that's defense being played by a basketball player? The game's been around for how many years? Whenever Naismith invented it.
I'm surprised you don't know.
That's defense played by a basketball player.
I agree. Oh.
Ball doesn't lie. It's a turnover. Boyle hits the deck hard, then loses it. It's just trickling, and then Coffeyville picks it up. Wait, what? Oh, they say a backcourt violation. He called a backcourt violation. Now that is the wrong call.
Yeah, I don't agree with that.
Because Matthew, he kind of flung it that
first,
way.
Yeah. But okay.
As Matthew tipped it here. Anyways, here we go. We're under play. Griff Eaton has it. As I looked over at Matt, Coffeyville's radio guy, and we both just exchanged head shakes. That's the wrong call. Eaton for 3 right wing. Good. Oh, it's good. Oh my goodness, that's a big time shot by Griff. As I said it the way I did because I knew Coffeyville fans would just be ticked behind me.
That is the one downside of sitting in front of all the visitors.
40-32, that's a turning point and talking topic if Labette wins this. 4 minutes to go, Labette by 8. Adamson leans, blocked by Baker, tipped out by Phillips. He'll throw it into Baker. What a throw by Xavier. Here's Baker, and then a carry is called on Hudson. He was getting ready to play recess in the transition, and a carry is called. Perhaps the official realizing they owed Coffeyville a call.
Probably, yeah. Because normally that's sometimes how those things shake out.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, Coach Argerbright just going to shake it off and clap his guys on to just play some more defense.
Wow.
As Coach Bulmer on the other end had both of her arms way up, like, are you serious?
Here's a kick out 3, Coffeyville to respond. It's no good by Logan. Phillips with the board, 3:40 and an 8-point lead to the good guys. Bates adjusts, 3-pointer, left wing, no. Boyle tips it high, and it's ran down by Coffeyville and saved into the hands of Hernandez. Josh Shobe settling in the corner. Trey Vincent on him. Atmosphere growing. Here's a shot off the glass, good by Logan. It's a 6-point lead by Labette, 3 minutes to go. Boyle finds the point guard, Griff Eaton. Bates throws it into Boyle. He'll lean and is fouled. Kagan Bates, one of the best passers on this team, gave it to Boyle, who was in great position.
And that is one thing Bates does well, is he is very good at passing and looking for those open lanes. And he found Boyle wide open, as that'll be the second personal foul on Jermeek Shobe.
First free throw is no good for Boyle. Sorry, Isabel, I waited the worst amount of time there to speak.
No, it's okay.
My fault. Boyle's second of 2 is no good as well. Lead stays at 6 for Labette, 3 minutes and ticking. Coffeyville with the rock. They were wanting to go to Adamson. Hudson's on the bench. You have Matthew Boyle on the 6'6 junior, Adamson of Coffeyville. Josh Shobe drives on Griff. His pass is deflected by Matthew and stolen by Matthew. He's been the silent MVP for Labette County, and we have a foul a long ways away from the basket on Coffeyville, and it'll be a 1-and-1 situation for Griff Eaton.
As now things get interesting because Labette County is in the bonus. So any foul from here on out, unless it's offensive, it's going to be a 1-and-1. As Hudson's going to check back in and Kagan's going to have a seat.
First is no good. Rebound fought for. Griff has a chance. Griff wins it, and a timeout is called by Argabright.
Smart move there by Coach.
Labette has the ball as Coffeyville walks back to the bench, and Coach Walker urges them to hustle up, and they're going to need to. Labette by 6, 2:30 to go. We'll be back in 1 minute on KLKC.
My name is Bria, and I'm a pharmacist at Bowen Pharmacy. I'm here today to tell you about one of our patient programs, Meds to Beds. Bowen Pharmacy South is located in the medical office building at Labette Health. Our staff works closely with the doctors, nurses, and social care workers to ensure that your transition out of the hospital is an easier and more convenient experience for you and your loved ones. If you are having inpatient or outpatient surgery, we will get your medications directly from your doctor and deliver them right to your hospital bed. If you are having a baby, we will get your medications or anything else that you may need to get your family home without the hassle of making several stops along the way. Whether you're here for a few hours or a few days, we are here at Bowen Pharmacy and Bowen Pharmacy South to help get you well without any interruption in transition of care. Just ask for Meds to Beds. At Bowen Pharmacy and Bowen Pharmacy South, we are here for you today and we are here for you tomorrow.
Labette County will inbound. Trey Vincent, the holder of the basketball. It's a lob for Phillips, and he'll try to throw it down with one hand, and it's no good. Man, if he would have threw that down, oh my. 2:20 to go, Labette up 6. They go right at Hudson. Adamson working and scoring over Hudson.
As that's all Hudson could do because he can't give any more fouls.
Vincent with a hook pass to Boyle for 3 in the corner. Too strong, rebound Coffeyville.
As Labette needs a stop here.
Three-pointer left corner is good by Jermeek Shobe. It's a 1-point ball game with 1:50 left. Eaton with a touch pass to Boyle. He'll settle down and throw it right back to Eaton.
Because that's what you need here. You cannot rush. You have to score.
Trey Vincent, the ball handler. Everyone in the gym attentive upon the game. 90 seconds to go. 40-39 Labette. Phillips has it, playing catch with Trey. Coffeyville, of course, not fouling yet. Just a 1-point gain. They are going to pressure the ball. Griff with it as we near the minute 10 mark.
As Coffeyville's just continuing to play their man-to-man. As Griff's dribbling around.
Griff will drive, a floater's off the mark, rebound Adamson. And is that a foul on Coffeyville?
Yeah, I think so.
You might hear some naughty words behind me because they are not going to like that at all. As there had been some questionable ones for both sides, but I understand that, NATO Nation. I understand that frustration. That's just kind of a loose ball, play on the ball.
As that'll just be the first personal foul on Joseph Hernandez, 8th team foul.
Hudson at the line for a 1-and-1. Bends, shoots, hits. One more for the junior. Timeout, Coach Walker. He wants 30. He's pretty frustrated. 41-39. Hudson's going to be shooting one more free throw out of the Coach Walker timeout. And even 1 minute on the scoreboard. Isabel, where's your mind going right now?
You know, it's just one of those things where Coffeyville's good enough shooting that you can't play soft defense. You've got a few fouls to give, and I think, you know, Coach Argerbright needs to look at who has fouls to give and just say you guard ball or you guard, you know, whoever the shooter is. Because no matter what happens, even if Hudson scores his second free throw here, I mean, it's still 1 minute. That's a lot of time. And Coffeyville has been playing good enough tonight. You can't just let them go down and score easy buckets. So it's one of those things where they're going to have to play tight defense. And they're going to need to get a couple more buckets here if they're going to really seal this one off. So we will see how this next minute unfolds.
Hudson has one more free throw. Here it is. It's in the air, and it is no good. He might get his own rebound. He's on the deck and throws it to Adamson. A nice hustle by Hudson. He had to get rid of it, not his fault. Here's Coffeyville, a 2-point game, 50 seconds. Shobe in the corner. Or that was Hayes, sorry. Inside Adamson, adjust, kicks it out. Beyond the line, top of the keys, Jermeek Shobe. Here's Hernandez, settling as Logan. Vincent pokes at it, and a foul is called on Trey.
That I'd have to agree, that's a little bit of a reach. Thankfully, that's just his second personal foul and 16th foul for Labette. So next is bonus for Coffeyville.
So no free throws for Coffeyville. The ball is in play. In the corner, Hernandez, 30 seconds. Labette up by 2. It's rocking in here. Everyone nervous and anxious. They go to Adamson with position off the glass. He misses it. Rebound Hudson, gives it to Xavier. Coach Argerbright tells him to just slow down, and then a foul is initiated on Xavier. That's going to go on Jermeek Shobe.
As that was some clean defense by Hudson, as Adamson could have, that ball could have gone in, but thankfully Hudson he stood straight up. And that was just phenomenal. He kept his hands high, got the rebound. And now Xavier Phillips is going to shoot.
As nobody's on the line for Labette County, they're all back. 16 seconds even on the clock. Xavier Phillips shooting 1-and-1. Dead quiet. It's no good. Here comes Coffeyville. What do we have? Jermeek Shobe called a timeout. That's what it was.
Yep.
So timeout Coffeyville. He's going to take a full timeout. So we'll just take 30 seconds. Don't go anywhere. It's going to be fun here in Altamont. 30-second break on KLKC.
With many years of combined experience, Eye Care Associates of Parsons has set the framework in providing comprehensive eye health examinations for all ages and routine vision care for families throughout the four-state area. Our optometrists and staff provide remarkable care with state-of-the-art technology to help with diagnosis and management of eye health conditions. Give us a call or visit our website to schedule your next eye exam. Eye Care Associates of Parsons. Experience modern eye care.
Jack Leake and Isabel Redford with you on the call. Lucas Hayward on the YouTube live stream. Goodness, Isabel. Coffeyville ball. Labette up by 2. 16 seconds to go. Coffeyville's got it. They're going to have to go the full length of the floor. As do you go for the dagger or do you go for overtime? Refs conferring.
Tough choice.
Referees conferring with the scores table. Gives a thumbs up and we're ready to go. As he took off 0.3 seconds.
How do you decide that?
Potentially for just human reaction time on the timeout that was called by Coffeyville. Here we go, it's running. 13 seconds and counting. Coffeyville has it. They're going for the rack. A shot off the glass is no good. Hit the bottom of the backboard. Rebound Xavier. Coffeyville's got a foul. He throws it up ahead. Boyle, he'll run around, avoid the foul. Buzzer sounds. Labette wins it.
Wow.
Listen to the jumping student body and Grizzly Nation surrounding us here in Harrison. Last home game of the season. Labette gets it done, 41-39 over Coffeyville. It was fun. I have to process my thoughts after that one. We're going to take a 3-minute break, tally up a few thoughts and numbers, and be back with the Bowen Pharmacy post-game show of Grizzly basketball and hear from Labette County's seniors. Coach Argerbright informed us that we would hear from his seniors. He would send them up since this was their last home game on this floor. But Isabel will go ahead and break down these numbers, and then I'll ask your thoughts on the contest. It was wild. Labette won at 41-39. Leading scorer for Labette County was Xavier Phillips with 13 points, and boy, was that a lot of fun. Harlem Globetrotter-esque type performance from Xavier Phillips on some of those buckets as the seniors make their way this direction. Matthew Boyle had 8, Trey Vinson had 6, Hudson Baker had 5, Griff Eaton had 5, and Joe Page had 4. For Coffeyville, 6 different scores. Josh Shobe had 9, Hernandez had 9, Logan had 8, Jermeek Shobe had 7, Adamson had 5, and Becker had 1. Who's first, gentlemen? Matthew, you want to start? Hand it to Matthew, Isabel. Don't worry, Matthew. Headsets don't bite. We're only live. You got me?
Yeah.
All right. You ever done this before?
Never.
Don't worry. It's not scary at all. But, hey, Matthew, you're someone who we haven't been able to talk enough about. You don't really you really handle the mistakes. When you catch the ball underneath the rim, you know how to score. So before we kind of get into the mushy stuff of what playing here means to you and stuff like that, how do you think your plays developed throughout the year?
I think I got better throughout the year, just more confident making plays.
You did. At Burlington, I kind of really noticed that flip. Joe hurt his ankle, and you played a lot more. So did that have an impact upon you being able to experiment with different play styles, your growth, or was it all kind of just practice-oriented?
It was more just getting more used to it.
Yeah. As Matthew, you're a senior. Is this your first year playing varsity?
Yes, it is.
That's great. So talk about what that has meant to you to just be patient. You're freshman. Did you play your first 3 years?
Yeah, I've been here all 4 years.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So walk us through what that's been like to just kind of wait your turn. And then senior year, you get to play and do a fantastic job. What has it meant to you, and how have you grown throughout this program?
Well, last year didn't get any playing time till the last minutes. Just getting set on the bench, going to the locker room, banging on some lockers.
That's right.
It's fun.
That's right. I'm assuming you guys just did that down there?
Yeah, we did.
Well, hey, Matthew, still hopefully multiple games to go, especially there is for sure one more game next week on Tuesday, so best of luck in that one. But what did it feel like to play your final home game here?
Sad.
Yeah.
But it's good to go out with a win.
That's right. Well, hey, Matthew, thank you for joining me. As you can, is there anything else you'd like to say before you hand it off, my friend?
No, I think that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Matthew. Best of luck moving forward. Hand that to whoever you would like. Joe Page is who we have. Joe, you got me, man?
Yup.
Joe, thank you for coming up. I know that sometimes, radio and headsets can make people nervous, but you look cool, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, as you do on the court, as always.
Yep.
Joe, talk about just your play a little bit. Everyone knows that you're a staple on this team. Few dagger three-pointers late in the second half in enemy territory to send those fans home crying, different things like that,
Yeah.
You love to do that, don't you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you do. But Joe, something else that I think gets overlooked sometimes about your game and that we missed when you were out was a body on the block to get that board, to get that kick out, that long outlet. So just talk about your game in whatever facet you would like to.
I think I'm an all-around player, for real. I go get rebounds with my TVs and box out, make shots that are wide open, and then we send the team home.
That's right. As Joe, you're a transfer from Parsons, as everyone knows. After you've spent a full year here, just what has it meant to you to play for Coach Argerbright and graduate a Labette County Grizzly?
Man, it's a blessing, for real. It feels like a real family out here, like Parsons. So that's how I'm living life.
Well, Joe, I appreciate you coming up here. Is when Coach Argerbright said that the seniors were going to come up, did you get nervous about it?
Yeah.
Thank you for being honest. But hey, Joe, like I was telling Matthew, this is the last game here on the home floor. one more game guaranteed left. So what are you looking at whenever you look at next week's Sub-State?
Man, go in there and get a win and go to state.
That's right. That's right. Hey, it's as simple as that, right, Joe?
Yep.
Well, Joe, thank you for coming up and joining me. Is there anything else you'd like to say about Grizzly Nation, your time here, anything of those sorts?
Nope.
All right. Simple man. I like it. I like it, Joe. Hey, hand that headset to one of these two gentlemen right here, if you would. As hey, Griffin Eaton, have you been up here before?
No.
You've never. No, it was Trey. Trey did it at Burlington. That's right. So Griff, thank you for coming up. Griff, you've been around a while. You've been around the block.
Mm-hmm.
So just talk about what it's meant for you this season and throughout your whole career to wear Grizzlies across your chest.
I don't know. I think I've started like 2-3 games sophomore, junior year, and then starting every single game senior season means a lot. And especially at LC, love the team.
Yeah, it is just kind of a culture that seems to welcome and really grow individuals. And let's see, Coach Argabright, he was your head coach when you were a freshman, correct? So just talk about him. You know, we all love him and his personality. What's he like in practice, the locker room, and how does he develop players?
We have a lot of fun, but we take things serious when we need to, and he gets on to us a lot whenever we're not taking it serious.
Yeah.
Which probably should have done a little bit more, but I think he'll be all right. And I enjoyed him as a coach.
Absolutely, as there's still obviously. Well, let's go ahead and talk about tonight. Actually, Griff, you scored. I have 5 points. They were all in the fourth quarter, and when it mattered. That we don't know how you do it, but you hit those off-balance faders from like 14 feet. Is that a shot do you practice a shot like that? It seems like a game-type shot.
I mean, yeah, a little bit. I hit one time a while back, and then ever since then, I started practicing a lot more. And then, I don't know.
It's just kind of like it seems like you play better when you're forced to react.
Yeah.
You're forced to just
I've
come up with
noticed
something.
that.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So we totally love watching that about your game. And Trey Vincent here, you two, I think, are one of the best point guard duos that we've seen. Just the way that you handle a game. Talk about whenever you're on the road in a hostile atmosphere. What is that like on the floor?
Oh, we hear a lot of crap talking, especially towards us, and I mean. We ignore it, so we love the away games, going into their crowds. We love that.
Yeah, I can tell. It's a seasoned group, you know. We start, Joe comes off the bench, but still Matthew, we start, 3 seniors? So certainly a seasoned group that's used to those type of things, and we'll be heading into one. We don't for sure know exactly where yet, next Tuesday, so are you looking forward to Sub-State?
Oh, I am. I'm excited.
Good deal. Good deal. Well, hey, Griff, anything else you'd like to say about Grizzly Nation before we give it to Trey?
I don't think so. I'm
good. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you for coming up, Griff. Are we going to get Alyssa? Awesome. You want to talk to Alyssa, or would you rather me? Okay. All right. Isabel wants to talk to Alyssa Berriger, senior manager for the Grizzlies. As I managed with Alyssa for a year. She is fantastic. So you better do good, Isabel. Here you go.
Thank you. Well, Alyssa, welcome up to the broadcast.
Thank you. I feel very special.
You should, because you have definitely been, I feel like you're kind of an unsung hero of this Grizzly men's squad. As I've talked to you a little bit just kind of here and there and different things, and I've heard a lot about you from many different people, and you just kind of keep all the parts running. And I have a feeling that Coach Argabright and his coaches are going to miss you a lot when you're gone next year. Just talk to me what it's been like to learn the ropes of managing, and then kind of what it's been like to just manage for Coach Argabright and his team.
Well, these boys are pretty amazing. And the reason that I've never seen a team work together quite like they do. Whenever it comes down to it, they're a family. And they made me a huge part of that family. If one of them's mean to me, the other one's beating them up. Like, you gotta love the boys, and they treat me like a little sister and a mom on occasion. But you can't help but love these boys as soon as you get to know every single one of them.
That's awesome, Alyssa. And just kind of talk to me now just a little bit about what your time at Labette County has been like. You know, just being in this environment, being a part of Grizzly Nation. I mean, yes, you manage and do a lot of, but you're also involved in a lot of other different things, you know, outside of sports. And so just talk to me how much it's meant to you to spend these past 4 years at Labette County.
Being here has changed my life so much. I manage baseball, basketball, and football. I'm not ready to leave this court yet. Probably going to stay here and cry for a while after. But, you know, there's nothing like this gym and being around these people. And I'm actually going to go on and manage in college because of these boys. And if it wasn't, these basketball boys are my favorite. Don't tell the other boys that. But they became my home. And every time I come to school, I wake up for these boys. And it's going to suck leaving this place.
Oh, I can hear the passion in your voice, and it's beautiful because you have, I mean, I try to pay attention to the coaches and the bench and different things that are taking place, and I just always am watching you, you know, carry the waters, do all the stuff, you know, making sure people are in line, all that good stuff, and you really put your heart and soul into everything you do, and I have just been so honored to just watch that in you, and you're just a great leader and a great friend, and you just have a kind heart, so we're definitely going to miss you. But you mentioned, you know, going on to manage in college, and like that's awesome. I think that's really cool, and I wish you the best in that passion. I wish you the best in all of that, because whatever team you end up with and wherever you go, they're going to be pretty lucky to have someone as amazing as you. So thank you so much for your time, Alyssa.
Thank you.
Is there any other thoughts, anything you want to say to Grizzly Nation, anything else?
Once a Grizzly, always a Grizzly, and I love you guys.
Not a better way to end that interview. Thank you so much, Alyssa. As now we're going to transfer it back over to Trey and Jack here, as we're going to kind of round out our seniors for tonight.
Trey Vincent, it's good to hear from you again, my friend.
Yes, sir.
It's been since Burlington, the second or third game there, I don't remember, but Trey, you've come a long way throughout the course of the season. Over the last 2 games, scored, I think, 26 tonight, 20 in the last game.
Yeah.
There was a stretch there where you scored double digits every game. So just talk about how you've just kind of transformed as a player and a scorer.
I just think, like, surrounding me with my teammates and using my ball screens really efficiently, I think that helps a lot. And I know, practicing my dribbling a lot, because, like, coming off last year from not starting anymore, I knew I had to work harder for my senior year if I wanted to be a better person. Absolutely.
As Trey, like Griff, you've been around the block. Were you a freshman when Coach Argerbright, it was his first year?
Yes, sir.
So I'm going to ask you the same thing, because I know you and Griff were kind of the same situation. Mm-hmm. How does he grow players? How does he develop players? I know it's kind of he's got a loud personality in a good way.
Loud.
So just talk about Coach Argerbright and his development.
Coach Argerbright, he's a wonderful coach. I mean, yeah, it may be hard sometimes, but he's going to push you to be the best you can ever be. And he wants what's best for you and the team. So no matter what, maybe a little negative sometimes, but he doesn't mean it. He just wants you to get better, and he knows how to make you better, because he's been through the loophole himself.
Yeah, absolutely. As Trey, it's not the end of the road. This isn't goodbye. We still have another game next week on Tuesday. So just talk about how the season's gone, and you know we had lost 6 straight before tonight. So what did tonight mean to you, and what are you looking forward to?
I think tonight meant a lot, since it was my last game at LCHS, and I love it here. I mean, it's great. The parents, the students, everything. It's just loud here. But I hope we can win and finally go to state for my senior year and make an upset happen, you know?
Absolutely. I would love it. I'd love to see it. As Trey, hopefully we're celebrating post-game next week sometime.
Yes, sir.
But anything else you'd like to say to your fans, parents, friends, Grizzly Nation?
Go Grizzlies, and I'll catch y'all at state.
Thank you so much, Trey. I love it. I love the confidence, as hopefully we do play up in Salina. You can just set that down. You're good. Thank you so much, Trey. As it was so good to hear from all those seniors, as well as Alyssa, the manager, put in her work just as much as any of the players. So it was absolutely a lot of fun here tonight in Harrison. Isabel, as the lights slowly start to be shut off here in the gym, I'm getting a little emotional, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, it definitely is one of those things where you never want to say goodbye to those seniors, but it's just one of those situations where it's cool, though, because they're going to grow up, they're going to go do great things and make Grizzly Nation proud. So it's just a time of growth and reflection on this just great period and all that these seniors have accomplished, and it'll be exciting to see where they go and then who the new leaders will kind of rise up to be.
well, it'll be farewell from Harrison, but not farewell on the season. Pay attention for that sub-state bracket to come out tomorrow mid-morning around lunchtime on KSHA's website. Our girls will play on, help me out, Wednesday, and our boys will play on Tuesday. Girls lose tonight, boys win tonight. We'll talk to you on Tuesday, not too sure what time, but hopefully just keep up on your social medias, and you'll find us somewhere on the air and on YouTube at some point on Tuesday. For Lucas Hayward and Isabel Redford, my name is Jack Leake, and we'll talk to you on Tuesday with Grizzly Basketball on KLKC. And as always, God bless.